Alright, hey there guys, it's Metro, and we are back again. Continuing on with the Tyrannical Week. In an early start, so probably limited key options, but our goals are multifaceted as always, so might as well get right to it, I guess. See what's out there. That's the key we need. There's, yeah, a few keys listed. Halls is also one we need. And of course we need that, but don't, I guess, is that a Oceanic Realm? Can't imagine this thing at 24 at 10 a.m. But anyway, what is our key now? It's Olderman. So we need that too. So we need Halls, Neltharin's Lair. Oh no, we have Neltharin's Lair now. Neltharis, Olderman, and Vortex Pinnacle. If we can get all four of those to 22, then we should be 2950, I'd imagine. Then it would just be a couple more 23s. Well, any 23s. Although the Vortex Pinnacle, if we did get that on 22, that would be huge, because that would be like, that would be better than the 21 for both weeks. So someday these things will occur. Maybe. I've been leveling a lot of characters too recently, man. I have to say it's been very fun. I don't know, like the extra 50%. It's almost like too fast now. I can pretty much just do one zone and you get like 8 levels from one zone. I did half of that first zone and we're already almost 65. JP Glow, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Think, like, I don't know, is this going to be the blueprint moving forward for leveling speeds? It's possible. How's it going, Jay? What's up, buddy? Welcome. Morning, folks. Endless Tragedy, welcome. Morning, indeed. I saw the rest of Druid. How you liking it? I enjoyed the class and spec quite a lot, but won't be able to continue streaming it, doesn't look like. Doberman had the worst night? Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, certainly can see why it's frustrating as dog owners. But there was a lot of fucking fireworks around here last night. I was surprised. I had never seen it so many, especially not on a weekday like that. Like usually, if it falls on the weekend or something like that, it's really big. Like, you know, if it actually is on a Saturday, then that's like huge, because then everybody's home anyway. But DK, is fun to watch you play. I enjoy your playstyle. Oh, sweet, man. Why would you play now? It's fun to play too. Might be stuck with that one though. Halls is one we need pretty bad. I got murdered on 12 and 13 pugs. The game is rough. Someone suggested adding in queuing for Mythic Plus. Nah, that won't work unfortunately, because when you have like a random assortment of players, you end up with non-viable groups, you know? It's not as bad this expansion, but in the past it was a real issue. Like in Shadowlands, if you just had 5 random people, you might not even really be able to consider doing the dungeon. And how that would work with the Keystone system, I have no idea. You would need to just, I guess the group leader would have to be the one that the key gets used for only. Is chat not on the screen? It is on the screen, yes. Why do you ask that? Maybe for sub 15 keys, 5 random people would be fine. I don't think so though, because I just did that review of that 16 and people were still getting slaughtered in there. So I think, like, you know, no matter what level it is, you need to be able to choose your own group for sure. Hey Sky Ty, what's up buddy? Yeah, we gotta get started early today because I want to get some golf in this afternoon. It's supposed to be 90 today. And then tomorrow, unfortunately, we'll also have to start and end early because I have a demo. I don't actually know what time I need to leave though. I have an appointment tomorrow, but I'm not actually sure what time I'm leaving yet, so we'll see. I think it's probably going to be 4 though, so I think we could probably, we might still be able to just start at 11 and be normal. I don't necessarily love starting at 10 because there's usually very few keys listed from 10 to like it's really like not till like noon that I see a lot of keys start getting listed. But Omnichrome, what's up buddy? Welcome. What server are you on? I'm a dollar on, yeah. I was thinking about going back to my original server, which was Fire Tree, but apparently they're making it so you can trade gold across Realm now. I don't know when that's, like, what the limitations of that are, but if they do that, then I won't need to go back. I can just transfer the gold over here. Because this character, yeah, I had like a lot. I think I had like 700k gold before the expansion started. Now I'm gonna be under 100k next time I craft an item. Parent, what's up buddy? Welcome back. How you guys doing this morning? It's wild though, like I basically do not make money even from all this stuff. I basically make 0 money from this. People were saying fishing. I guess I should probably stick to that. I basically only break even from the consumables. I don't even really use a lot of, like, I use almost none. Oh, this is the real tip though, getting the races done every day. Caliban, what's up buddy? Welcome. How you doing? Hey Cameron, what's up buddy? Missed you yesterday. How was your 4th? I had a good one, yeah. It was fun. Well, I didn't really do anything yesterday, but the weekend was nice. I know I talked to you about the let's go. Oh, wait, is this not? Oh, there it is. I know I talked to you about the Indiana Jones film. We talked about it yesterday on stream, but God, was it a good film, man. I have to say it's like one of my favorite films ever, I think, at this point.
I have lived to see them return.
You don't have the node tracking add-on? What does it do? Pretty good. Rolled a 447 with Leech. What happened there? What, from the vault? That's pretty good. Shows all the nodes you mine on your map. Why would I want that? Nice, I want to see it. Yeah, it's really good. I've never seen the other ones, so I don't know. I don't need to track them though, thank you. But anyway, yeah, it's really a really good film, I have to say. It's one of my favorite films ever. It's like the perfect mix of all the different types of things I would like in a film like that. Personally waiting to do the Oppenheimer Barbie double feature. Oh yeah. Yeah, Barbie looks like him. Maybe I'll see that. I don't know. Oppenheimer is gonna be, that's gonna win Best Picture for sure. And who's that? Syrian Hines? No, what's this guy's name? That dude's gonna win Best Actor for sure. You've never seen the original one? No, I never saw them. Cillian Murphy, that's it, yeah. Yeah, he's winning. He's winning it all this year, I promise you that. And I'm sure since it's a Christopher Nolan film, it's gonna win Best Sound and everything like that. The cave is good to farm too, you get plenty of glow spores. Yeah, but it's not, you really don't make a lot of money from it. Like, for the amount of time it takes, you make almost nothing. Best option, seriously, is just riding and go and do these golds. Get this 500 gold things. Let's see, anything in Azure Span? Yeah, there's one in Camp Leonidas. Or Camp Leonidas, what? Wrong series. Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of the best adventure movies of all time. Yeah, that's, you know, I want to watch them. I as soon as I knew I was going to see that film, I was like, I bet I'll want to watch the other ones now. But then when I learned when they're from, I'm like, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna like them, man. I really don't, because the CG like absolutely goes nuts in this film, like unbelievable CG in this film. So it's like I kind of like that part. Like that was kind of my favorite part, was how almost like fantasy the world was, you know. So I don't know. I'd love to talk to somebody who's seen all the old films and the new one and hear what their thoughts are. There's no CG in the old ones. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember special effects being a big factor in those movies. Yeah, I don't think they are. That's why this film caught me by surprise so much, because I did not expect it to be what it was. It was really, it was a fucking wild film. It was a ride, man. Like, just an absolute adventure. Cillian would be in the running for sure, but that new Martin Scorsese with Leonardo DiCaprio? Oh, what is that? I don't even know. I guess I don't know what films are still coming out this year. I know there's some like film that's like getting all kinds of attention now. It's some like, I don't know, those films that are like super centered on just a single thing and emotional as hell. Like, what was that film? Ghosts of something? In a Sharon or something like that. Those films always seem to win now too, instead of these ones that are more dramatic, more action oriented. Oppenheimer will be interesting if it's 100% factual. I'm sure there'll be some creative licensing. I'm not expecting it to be purely factual, but it certainly has to be true to what happens in the end of everything, you know? I just don't know how the film ends, I guess. It's like, what's the film gonna end on? Are you gonna open it up to a sequel? Find out next time on World War II Z. Oppenheimer 2, the Oppenheiming. In comparison to 10.0, Banshees of Inisherin, that was it, yeah. In comparison to 10.0, features talent system, crafting system, and dragon riding. What feature could they put in 11.0 to push the features over the top? I don't think they really need to. That's why this expansion is so good. Because they recommitted to all the basics of the game for the first time in a very long time. And that is like so crucial to this game's health moving forward. So now they can just keep building on what's here now, you know what I mean? They don't have to keep reinventing the wheel like they were trying to do from Legion through Shadowlands. They don't need to have like a new major feature every time. It can just be like, all right, here's new talents, rework of the talents, here's new profession stuff, you know, new locations, things that make you want to spend more time in the world. That's all they need to do from now on. Remember in The King's Man where they did a post-credit scene teasing Hitler? What is? I don't know what that is. Anyway, not many human beings online. What other species are online? Can you ask him? Yeah, I actually say that all the time too, though, to be honest. That's what happens when you play video games too often. I think actually the feedback is we want them to never do an expansion feature again. Yeah, kind of, right? Like, not necessarily, but it wouldn't be the worst thing. Just keep to the basics. Focus on the core features of the game and make them as the best they can be. Good zones, beautiful zones that have, you know, replayability in them. Good talents, good class design, good world building around the classes, like something that can make the classes feel unique in all the content. And then, yeah, just keep professions and, you know, travel and interesting stuff like that coming. I don't need... I think they almost kind of fucked it all up already in Dragonflight, though. Like, I don't need all this nonsense like they did with that Waking... What was the name of that zone? The Forbidden Reach. That was just such a waste of time. I don't know who developed that, but man, that was just so stupid. Complete waste of money and time on that. Especially for how little it ended up mattering. One of my friends really hopes that the next expansion goes back and really repurposes Eastern Kingdoms. People have been asking for that for a long time. I don't... That's... I think that's a lot of work. I wouldn't see that happening.
It is a bright day with exceptionally favorable winds.
Forbidden Reach was not good. I barely played it. Yeah, this is just a really weird thing to do. Jay, what's up, buddy? Positive key vibes from Arizona. Oh, you're up early then. Yeah, no, hopefully we'll get something done today. Expansion features in itself is not the problem. This is gone. Let's just focus on this. This is like hard. Honestly, fuck this up. This guy's really leaning into the human being thing.
Nicely done. You and
Thank
your
you.
Drake are exceptional.
Anyway, Forbidden, or that they should have kept the Forbidden Reach and just allowed us to continue upgrading the ring. I'm glad they didn't do that. Yo, dude, I've been watching some of your videos. I'm loving the content. Emil, thanks for saying that, buddy. I really appreciate you saying that. Mex as well. What's up, buddy? How you been? Good morning. Good luck today. Thank you. I think the rings were a hit and didn't require that much upkeep at all. I could not disagree more on all that, honestly. Anyway, based on what I've heard, most fans of the original 3 Indiana Jones hated Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and DoD is Mary Sue pushing garbage. Mary Sue pushing garbage? What the fuck does that even mean? It was an outstanding film. I really, really enjoyed it, but I've never seen the original one, so... I guess the criticism could be that they're, like, not the same type of film, because this one honestly did not feel like a... Like, I did not expect that to be what the film was, let's put it that way. People would have complained that they had to go to this random zone and do busy work to maintain this required item. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's kind of the opposite of what was. That's not what I expected from the zone. Let's put it that way. All right. Anyway, ready to go, right? What is this, under wrap? Not a key we even need, but let's go. I love the original 3 movies. I hated Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and love the new one. Oh, so you've seen the new one. All right, so well, it's hard not to give spoilers, man. That's the thing. Like, the thing I love the most about the film is, like, a massive, massive, massive spoiler. So it's, like, hard to talk about it, but you liked it, huh? So did you feel like it was very different than the other 3 films, or did you feel like they had the same vibes and I just never saw them, so I don't know what I'm talking about? Anyway, we gotta get the recording stiff up. It's a little bit of the same vibes. Oh yeah. What, as opposed to a lot, I guess. I'll have to see the original ones. Are all three of the original ones equally good though? Because somebody was telling me that the second one is vastly different than the first and third one, but I didn't understand why. I think the second one's like a prequel, isn't it? Morning Metro, are the Tyrant nerfs live? They were just hot fixes from last week. Yeah, they've been live. Metro, I have 20s and a few 21s, yet I'm not 2800. Am I missing something? Nope. It's just how it works. Alright. Well, we do this key and then hopefully re-roll it. Re-roll mine into something. I really want Vortex Pinnacle, I guess is the thing. Ultimate, I feel like it's a hard key this week, so. Second one takes place earlier in time, but not really a prequel, just another adventure. Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to take some time to watch them. They're not long, I imagine they were early ones, right? There's a Mythic rating calculator add-on that is pretty good for figuring out what you need. Oh, that's cool. That's actually pretty interesting. $1981 though. I mean, that's before I was born. Like, I don't know if I can enjoy a film from 1981, honestly. Is it even going to be in like the proper format? Where can I even watch it? Morning Metro, hopefully the vault treated you well. Nah. I remember the music being good in the old Indiana Jones film. No doubt they used the main theme in the new one too. Yeah, that's Disney Plus has them. Oh really? Okay, maybe have to check that out. A lot of childhood wrapped up in those first three films for me. I bet, yeah. I think that's probably a lot of the discussion that people end up disliking the new ones. The one I use is Mythic Dungeon Calculator. That's cool. Alright, let's get it going. How are the keys going? Yeah, we haven't done a key yet, but let you know in 4 hours. They had Indiana Jones live shows at the theme park in the US when I visited as a kid. They were really good. Oh, really? That's interesting. What? Just like somebody jumping around and swinging from a vine or something? Like, what would they even do?
These caves must lead to the legendary Uldir. The Titans constructed this facility after the fall of the Black Empire to run experiments on all manner of beasts.
Oh, I failed to stop the Indy. That's a pretty big error. They've remastered the originals. That's good then. Yeah, I'll have to check them out. Really big productions with pyrotechnics and practical effects. Oh, that's cool then. I remember the MGM shows, explosions and stuff. That's neat. Obviously never experienced any of that. Like the films were like ridiculously popular back then, right? These came out after Star Wars, right? Because this is George Lucas, isn't it? Is this like, it's Star Wars then Indiana Jones for him? Is that what happens? Rolling boulders and planes that explode to him. I have seen the new Indy yet, but as a whole, modern Disney adventure movies feel kind of manufactured and overly quippy. Oh, really? I've never looked at that as like an issue. Like, it is meant to be a Disney film at the end of the day. Ran 20 free ult before the reset. My healer was giving tons of orders before the key. You don't have that one recorded, do you? Sounds like a good one. They kind of came out at the same time, did they? I haven't seen the new indie yet. Or I haven't seen the other Star Wars films either, though. Random question: is there a reason you don't use a cursor cast macro? Yeah, because I constantly ended up placing it on like objects that I didn't like. You can't, you shouldn't place it on them. Just because I would like kind of lose track of my cursor, I need that like guarantee that I'm placing it on the ground a lot of times. Especially now that it's so crucial. I started doing that in Shadow. I started doing that in Shadowlands when Death's Due. Like if I misplaced Death's Due, I could easily just die to that. You know what I mean? Indie movies were fun, over-the-top adventure, and humor. Yeah. Today I had a two-handed intellect mace in my vault for Holy Palette, and I was like, what the fuck? I wish they'd give a Holy Power Spender like Shield of the Righteous. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can't actually use Shield of the Righteous with two-handed weapon, huh? That's actually interesting. Entangle circle bug there? Yeah, I noticed that. Hey Cubdo, what's up buddy? I have a clip of a healer dying before a boss pulled, the tank pulling the boss without the healer, and the tank leaving. Oh yeah, let's see that. Send that to me. Kudos to Harrison Ford for still kicking butt at this age. Yeah, no doubt. I don't know what what it's like to star in a film like that, but I'd imagine there's a lot of work. What's he, like 80 or something like that? Harrison Ford is 81. Holy fuck. He looks good in the film, man. I mean, they CG a lot of it, but obviously, but what would you do? What would you do to put Blood DK in a better spot? I think they're in a great spot, honestly. Their damage lacks, so a lot of people are really focused on that. And when you're the worst damage tank, that means a lot of tier lists have you as the worst tank. I'll send it to you in a Discord. Sweet, yeah. No, that's the kind of video we're looking for sure. Someone how Fury Warriors have to loot spec as arms or else they only get one-handers. What are we talking about? Metro's entire channel is putting people on blast for bad behavior? No, that's not the entire channel. By the way, can I get a link to your Pokemon game? Yeah, just message me and just private message me. I'll send you a link. My chosen channel is putting Feral Druid on blast. That was, yeah, you're right actually, to be honest, for years. We just really don't like druids, I guess. Just allow dancing weapon to be extended by blood boil. What the? Yeah, that would be powerful.
3, 2, 1.
Living on the edge there for a second. Nah, we were always fine. We still have Purgatory, don't forget. That's just what Blood DK looks like. I kind of shouldn't have like ran through them like that. I got hit in the back or whatever. Blood DK health bar would give me anxiety. You get used to it pretty quick. You gotta look at the number too, not just the percentage. I think that's probably the thing. A lot of people who aren't playing Blood DK or aren't even like playing, they're just watching. They're looking at the percentage of health. They're like, oh my god, he has so little health, but in reality, I still have like 250k health at that threshold we were just at. You know what I mean? More than the actual DPS have half the time. I remember you running this dungeon years ago with the healer monk wouldn't hit mobs to give them the debuff. Do you remember that? Not really, no. But that's certainly sounds like something that would have happened. People think like like it's really funny how people who are like either new to the game or new to keys in general are like coming to these conversations and saying things about where the game is and stuff. It's like no, people have always been this selfish and this, you know, antithetical to the pug environment. It's just happening more now, I think. I didn't think about the number, just watching that percentage. Yeah, the order went episode 4 Indie 1, Star Wars episode 5 Indie 2. Oh, okay, interesting. So he's actually making them simultaneously. That's surprising.
Beware.
Our Bloody DK yells out parkour when his health ping pongs. Why parkour? And tangy keys on my Bloody DK doing 16s. Every global feels like a coin flip. Yeah, 380. Yeah, I definitely want to do that at some point. I want to play the other Death Knights again. Doing it with lower gear is very enjoyable. Yeah, that's like I actually quite like that. Like low keys with low gear is actually really fun to tank on. It's almost like more fun than high keys because like the difficulty isn't just like randomly get one shot. It's a lot more smooth at that level when you're just under geared. It'd be like playing like doing like a fucking 25 with like 500% verse or something like that. Like you will still die and take a lot of damage, but you're never gonna get one shot. Speaking of one shots, Hunter with common floor POV. You only died the one time, luckily, but we don't have a good interrupt comp here. Alright, and then it's boss. Some heckin' paladin IRL just used judgment on my car and I can't go to work. What the fuck? How's that supposed to mean? Somebody crashed into your car? Underrot, did they re-release the dungeon? Oh wow, you missed a lot. Nowadays they do 4 old dungeons and 4 new dungeons for every season.
Run away, little girl. Run away.
I'm still semi-new to WoW. My friends are always flabbergasted that I don't feel like I want to make 17 different alt characters. Oh, really? Yeah, the first like couple years you play, you'll probably be more focused up. I don't remember even like caring about making a second character until like probably like Wrath. Yeah, I think it was Wrath for me. So like 5 years into playing WoW, or I guess more like 4 years. But then the bug hit me hard. Oops. I pretty much like I was raiding an ICC on all the healers, every healer, because it was like really fast to level characters, and there was no other content in the game besides raiding, so I was just like making healers just to be able to do the raid each week. And for a while I thought it was really enjoyable, but it stopped being fun after people started doing the fights. Like they stopped caring about doing the fights and started getting really sloppy, the pugs. Last tier I played was 8.2. Oh, gotcha, yeah. Yeah, so nowadays they have 4 old dungeons, 4 new dungeons for the seasons. I like having the 4 old, leveling alts, and speculating which dungeon will be next. Oh, that's fun, yeah.
Beware.
Okay. A lot of us all going to the same spot here. Starting out this season about 1.5 months late. It's actually pretty fun. I'm progressing through key levels really quickly. Yeah, you'll hit like a big stride there where you go from like probably 5 or 6 key levels at once and then get caught up to where everybody else is at. That's how it was at the beginning of season 2. They made the keys like way lower than normal. So we started with like a 13 or a 12 or something like that, and then we had to do 20 that first week still, so we went from like 12 to 20 within 1 week. Unpopular pin, but I want Archway to come back. I think that's pretty popular. I like Archway. I love to have those Trinkets, Terrorbound Nexus, man. Do you have any old dungeons in mind you'd love to see next season? No, not really. I'll give my like thoughts on it whenever the next patch is out, basically, and we're thinking about it more. But the one I really think that we're gonna see the Maw, I think, honestly. But it does seem like they're trying to do dungeons that are related to the content in some way, so I have no idea what the next raid will be. Does anybody have any idea what the next raid's gonna be? Join for pleated, and I get a clean run so far.
Beware.
Yeah, it's under rot, so. Hey, Jambo, what's up, buddy? Welcome. I did 22 Brackenhand last night and missed the timer by 2 seconds. Oh, wow. Lucas also made ET. Oh, okay, 82 that was. So that dude made a lot of money in that that time frame, huh?
Beware.
Does he make films still? Like, I don't even know what he's up to. What are some contemporary projects of his? I think we should wait for this.
5, 4, 3.
ET and more childhood. Yep.
1.
After playing these new affixes, I think the future of the affixes will be similar to entangling. Every player gets it at the same time and they need to handle it on their own. What, so you think they're just gonna delete all the old ones and make all new ones that are like entangling? Lucas sold all the rights to Disney. Yeah, so I know that, but does he make any films at all anymore, or is he just gone from the space?
Beware.
For pugs anyway, entangling is miles better than incorporated and afflicted. Gotcha. It would be nice if affixes were more about personal responsibility. The thing is, like, they always are going to be on the healer to some degree, because they always, like, in order for them to have a repercussion, like, what would the repercussion be other than just, like, a massive damage loss or something like that? It's gonna always be health pool reduction. Even if you made it so like the group does 0 DPS if they fail in a fix, then that still is on the healer because now all of a sudden nothing is dying. My guy dead? Alright. Entangling is a perfect scenario. Everyone gets it, and if I fail, the 4 others don't. Yeah, I like that idea though, for sure, but I just don't see them making 4 new affixes. Or I don't see them making all new affixes every season or something like that. Freehold has been cursed for me all season. By who? A witch? If they go back to the lab for fixes, I hope they'll take Entangling's ideas. I'm not sure you're thinking of it very clearly. Like, they added multiple new affixes, and none of them are like Entangling other than Entangling, so I don't see that being like the way forward kind of thing. I wonder how people feel about Freehold. I think it's a tighter key than people expected it to be, yeah. Let's say if they made Incorporeal spawn for everyone or Afflicted spawn for everyone. Well, no, that's what I'm saying is like you're saying that maybe you just misspoke or something like that. But I'll reread the comment that you started with. I think the future of affixes need to be similar to Entangling. Every player gets it at the same time and they need to handle it on their own, and if they don't, they get a minor repercussion.
Beware.
But if that was the case, then they would have did that with all of the fixes currently, right? They're just like, you know, they have different types of difficulties for each affix, and that's intended. Christina, welcome, and Caroline as well. Why isn't the Paladin dispelling himself? Who knows? Any Star Wars spin-off Lucas did consulting on, so that's what he does, is just like straight up doesn't make films. Now he's just raking in that cash from the old films. Are you going to time this key? I don't intend to not time it, but it looks like we probably won't. If you're wiping into this boss, it's not good. This boss is kind of just like an easier version of the last boss, honestly. Does anyone know if you can just bubble run through the green mushrooms? Yep. They just apply a dot and do damage, so no reason you can't run through them if you can actually survive it. Like I can just AMS a bunch of them and they won't get the dot. They still do damage though, so they'll eventually break the AMS. Like watch. AMS 1, 2, 3. You can take 4 with the talents. So. And I get it again. Sweet. I had a 15 few weeks back where someone was dropping upheavals on the tank, wiped us, left, and then whispered with slurs. Oh yeah. Those are the kind of runs you want to record and send over to me because we can help raise awareness about that, and also we can have a laugh at it. I was reading the forums, and all of its wisdom, people were saying this is the hardest boss this season. I'm sure many people think that. Really makes me wonder what game those people are playing. Most of the people who are talking about Mythic Plus on the forums are just doing like super low keys, so they're saying that because like this fight actually has like mechanics that if you don't do, you die, right? Like you think about it from that way. Like this is a fight that even on a 2, if you ignore those mechanics, you will die. So those are the types of people commenting on it. And that's why they find it so difficult. Where it's like every fight has to have the mechanics done when you're higher level, so then the ones that become, you know, more DPS and healing required are the ones that become the hardest. New affix idea, booning. Right when your group gets in a groove, Aaron Boone steps in and swaps your highest DPS for a freshly geared 70. What the hell? Boone getting roasted in the chat. What's happened there? Poor guy. And then he gets thrown out halfway through the game. They're winning now. I think he's... I don't know. Most people have their info public, and I'll read their posts, and there'll be 1,600 players asking for nerfs. Oh, really? I don't mean to poo on these people, but obviously there needs to be a level of self-awareness. Yeah, I think it's just really important to, like, understand when the problem is just, you know, lack of your ability, and when the problem is the problem that Blizzard created, you know what I mean? Seems like very few people have that awareness in the WoW community anymore. This fight is so weird when there's only 2 people alive. I can't even like do both mechanics at once. What is 1600? It'd be like you don't even have most keys done, I think. I'm pretty sure my druid's above 1600 after only a single week. How did the priest not die there? Who would you say are the most unskilled player roles in these high mythic runs? Unskilled. Well, DPS, it's easy to say that just because so few of them do anything that helps the key other than damage. I don't really think about it like that though, especially since I'm the tank. Priest is immortal. I don't know how he didn't. He just instantly dispelled himself, I guess, because it was like tons of stacks of the debuff was about to get applied to him. Anyway, we always brainstorm bad affix ideas. In BFA, we had a shark bait affix where the parrot in every dungeon emptied his bilge hood on you periodically. Oh, really? Do you play with many feral druids? It's become more popular, yeah, recently. If you have the time on your hands, not hitting Keystone Master is criminal. Criminal. You mean it's easy to do? I think I agree with that. Alright, well that was... There you go. Who said that they were unhappy that the key was going well? You got your wish. I've had a few pug wipe on the just the trash in Underrot, the maggots spewing and no one gets out of the way. Ah, yeah. Good, they left. That team was kind of bad. Yeah, if you're wiping to that boss, that's not a good predictor of success elsewhere. Hunter, Paladin, Warrior. This is pugging at its finest. 22 Underrot should be easy in time, and Tyrannical requires mechanics, and pugs just can't be asked to do them. Well, yeah, like the Paladin apparently didn't like do anything on the fight. He just died. The rare Underrot disband. Well, 2 weeks ago, the Underrot disband was the key to the streak, because that was like the worst disband of the week, and it was the easiest dungeon we did that day. So if you have an Underrot disband, it usually means the keys are gonna have a lot of disbands. I hate to say it, but it's like clockwork. Clocks do definitely work, yeah. Hey James, what's up buddy? Hope all is well. Happy hump day. Sweet man. 4th was good, but didn't really do anything yesterday. That was mostly on the weekend, but anyway, screwing up the second boss or not kicking out Fort Weeks. I've seen a lot of Underrot disbands. Yeah, like I said, man, the dungeon is not as easy as everyone makes it sound. I get it, the timer is super easy and stuff, but like this dungeon has a lot of difficulty in it. It is not Shadow Moon Barrier Grounds. I wish there was a better solution to levers and pugs. There's no real solution. The only way to solve it that will make the person who wasn't the lever happy is to give the Keystone some sort of protection or some kind of you know, recourse for the fact that the guy left. At the heart of the problem, that's the real issue. Like, it sucks that that guy left, but the only person who really loses anything is the guy who put his keystone up, and that is insanely unfair for that guy, you know what I mean? In this case, it was the paladin, so hard to feel bad for him. But anyway, in general, that's the big issue at the heart of the problem. It sucks that I had my time wasted, but I don't really, like, I didn't lose anything other than time, which is what happens when you play video games, so. I think even Shadow Moon had its hard moments. Other than, like, the one boss on Tyrannical, that was pretty much the only hard part in the whole dungeon. The reluctance to doing mechanics and underride is so painful. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Shadow Moon Barrier Ground first boss on Tyrannical. That was pretty much the only time the dungeon was difficult. It's insane how lazy some DPS are. Yep. It's just like not something that they think is mattering, you know, like they don't have to worry about it as a DPS, but you know, that paladin dying twice on that fight and not like helping deal with the mechanics at all. It's like, all right, you know, like that's not good. It's not good. Especially considering he could have just like bubbled and ran through all of them. Like, I'm pretty sure you can probably get every single one if you bubble, right? Just horse and bubble and you probably get every single one. The funny thing is you guys made it past Krogma. That's normally the culprit. Yeah, it's funny. Krogma's the harder boss, but that's mechanically, like, that fight is more mechanically dense. And it's so similar to the last boss, too. It kind of makes me laugh. Basically, like, extremely similar fights. Instead of like dodge, though, you don't really have to dodge the spores, but other than that, it's like stay stacked, stay in the right spots, face the boss the right way, stay in the, you know, pattern of movement, and the boss will eventually die. I feel like key protection and a majority vote disband system on top of adding the PvP lever penalty to keys would combine reduce toxicity. Unfortunately, those are not on the table just because Blizzard does not look at pugging. So what you're suggesting is basically like a pug only queue, right? Because that would not be fair for those who are just pushing in a group of 5 players. And I don't think they're ever going to invest the resources on making a pug only queue. Well, you can, Shrunky, if you have a pug only queue, but currently no, there's no way to do it. Like in League of Legends, if you join as a 5-man, the groups are, or the rules are different than if you join as a solo, and that would have to be the case for this solution to work. They would have to make like a separate way to pug versus a separate way to push. And even if they did it, I don't know why they, like, what the incentives would be to do it for anybody other than me, you know, like for players like me, you know. It's just kind of not really how WoW works. The pug only queue is LFG. No, LFG is very different than this. DPS players have some of the most room for potential to show how good they can be. Getting stuns, kicks, slows while doing good DPS, but details doesn't track the first stuff. Yeah, exactly. A group of 5 players could agree to disband a group using the majority vote system. Again, though, like, so you're talking about adding a whole new system to the game, and that's just not going to happen at this point. Blizzard just doesn't, like, look at it like this, you know? You got to look at it from the perspective of pushing groups only. If the situation that you're trying to create does not, like, at worst be purely neutral to people who are in 5-player groups who do keys all the time together, then it won't be considered. Because that is the way Blizzard intends the game to be. There wouldn't, in the League situation, there is no such thing as 2 and 3 and 4-man pre-mades. Actually, I think you can do, yeah, you can, like, yeah, you can duo queue, right? But that's it. 2 people could join a game, and then there will not be another group of 2 people in that game. I always like to imagine a review system for pugs, but then I imagine what toxic edgelords would leave in the reviews. That's basically what I'm trying to do here, like try to encourage people to just take the reins of this, because at the heart, this is a community-driven issue. This is not related to the gameplay of the dungeon. Many groups disband for keys that, frankly, are not even downgrades. Like, they're still possible to time, you know what I mean? This is a problem with the mentality of players. So the only way to solve it is socially. in WoW there are plenty of groups in those sizes, then they would have to find more people and fill up to a 5-player group. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, thoughts on a key level squish? No thoughts on that yet. Trust me, I've been thinking about this since Legion, so unfortunately, there's just no solution to this that Blizzard's actually going to do. It's going to fall on us. Or there has to be a system that can incentivize both groups equally, and that's what I've been trying to come up with the whole currency system that I need to make a video on it. I don't know why I haven't, but I have a drafted idea where basically every time you finish a key, you get a currency, and that currency could be used to interact with your key in some positive way. I would say like a low amount of currency to protect your key, or I think originally we said, yeah, a low amount of currency to re-roll your key, a medium amount of currency to protect your key, and a very high amount of currency to upgrade your key. And that one's always one that's controversial, but I think that one is needed because it would encourage people to join other people's keys and actually finish them, because they would get some progression on their own, you know what I mean? And you wouldn't be getting score, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get score for upgrading the key that way. You have to actually go do it yourself, so I think it would be a good system, but I get it. Anyway, people don't want on-time keys. Those people are just idiots, so like, who actually looks at that? Why would anybody not want an untimed key on their radar IO? Like, that mentality doesn't even make sense to me. So you'd rather just have no keys on your radar IO? Like, wouldn't it be more productive to say, like, look at how many keys I've done this season? That would be far more impressive. It's like, it doesn't even make sense. But I've never once looked at somebody's radar IO page and said like, oh, they have a lot of untimed keys, I'm not going to consider them a good player. I think people just think that's what it is, but nobody actually thinks, like, nobody actually plays that way. That's stupid. Hey, Metro, check this picture of the hill by my house being set on fire by someone's firework. I'll check it out in a second. If you have no untimed keys, that is a big flag to not invite you. Exactly. That's what I'm, yeah, if you literally have 100% of the keys on your radar IO score upgraded, then that means you leave every fucking key that is even remotely possibly completed. Like, that means that dude is getting to the end boss with like 4 minutes, and he's like, nah, this isn't a big enough, like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have nearly enough time. I'm leaving this one. You know what I mean? So that's like the complete opposite of the reality of what success would look like. In Wrath, they added a sidereal essence for killing the last boss in a dungeon that buys hard mode old war gear and Dalaran. Nah, that's, nobody really cares about gear. That's already in the game pretty much with the upgrade stone things. Nobody really does 22s for gear. I think I've only seen one person in 100 keys say something about untimed keys. I think that's just what people think is happening, right? But it's not actually happening. Wait, is this a joke? This did not actually happen from a firework, surely. Is that California? Anyway, remove the timer and make actually finishing the dungeon the main goal. That won't work, sadly, just because the system is all based on the timer right now. They'd have to like have a Mythic Plus version 2 basically for that to work. It's Reno, Nevada. Okay. That actually happened because of a firework though, or is that a joke? I think a level squish would be ideal for making people learn mechanics. Yeah, I don't know why you would think that. But I don't think that would really solve anything, honestly. Anyway, I pugged my way to 3K last week as a healer, and I have to say, I have to understand why people just don't want to do it anymore. How quickly people are ready to blame you while taking zero accountability. My big issue is like how many people are just like, just fucking snap. Like as soon as they make a mistake, they just start like throwing blame darts at everybody in their fucking sight. It's like, bro, just fucking, it's a mistake. You made a mistake. Just admit it. We just released, bro. We're good. You know what I mean? That is so common in this game now, where people cannot handle their own mistakes to such a degree that they just make other people the target. It's so weird. Out of time keys give dinar tokens. Imagine that. My girlfriend took that picture last night. I was asleep. The fire department is still out there watching for cinders. Wow. I started pushing on my holy pally, and it's just ugh. The holy pally is about to get a lot better, so. I had fun last night with my guild group, and we were carrying my paladin friend. He was doing 60k, and we timed 20 freehold and 20 Ultimate. That's cool. My most common message in party chat is my bad. Yeah, that's good, man. That's the way it should be. I pugged my way to 3k on my brewmaster a month ago, and I just do random 20s now for vaults. I don't know why. I just don't have the energy to push further. 3k is a big hurdle. If you guys are above me and you're not feeling like energized to keep going, I can see why, because I'm probably not getting to 3k at this point. So that's pretty fucking impressive if you're there already. Unfortunately, most people suck in this game and don't realize it. And it doesn't make any sense why they don't realize it, because the game constantly tells you you suck. You know what I mean? Like, if you get hit by avoidable mechanics, you know you died to an avoidable mechanic. Is 3k an achievement in game? No. I had this key where the frost mage went berserk for making a mistake and dying, not handling the blame, and when he died to the second boss, he rage quit. Those are the ones you gotta record. Make sure you guys are recording runs like that and sending them to me so we could laugh but also learn from that. I don't think I've had any pug disbands this season, but I'm mainly pushing with guild members. Welcome. Do you have any idea for how Blizzard could incentivize people who don't need loot? Yeah, I do. I gotta make a whole video on it. I just basically gave my thoughts on it, but I gotta make a video on it someday. I had a tank and a 15 say that DPS positioning was what determined the position of the totems on the final boss. Oh yeah. It's comical how often people freak out, but how angry they get. It's not only, yeah. You would think they would just have their house robbed. That's what I'm saying. Like, they are basically just like massively putting up a wall to prevent them from ever taking any blame, and it's so bad for the competitive mindset. I've been wanting to send some, but I don't know where to. You can just message me either on, just email me or just a Discord message, whatever's best. How are y'all 3K? It's crazy. Yeah, I actually don't know. It's like these fucking keys, like I don't know how we would even get scored at this point with some of these players. Never healed a Mythic Plus before, thinking of trying it out, but seriously, the pressure seems too much. Yeah, it is a lot of pressure, no doubt. 100%, they just can't admit it and hold it on to their pride. Game tells them every key when they make a mistake. Yep, that's what I'm saying. The paladin in your group is a tank main. Yeah, I noticed that, yeah. Doesn't really matter though. Can't send through Discord? Oh, okay, yeah. So you have to upload them to Google Drive first. Set the link to public and then send that to me. Hey Metro, what's up, buddy? Mustafa, how's it going, buddy? Welcome. I just passed 2K. Let's go. Sweet man. Congrats. Pugging is easier the faster you go up and more ahead of the curve. Yeah, and I thought that too until this season. Because I was way ahead of the curve, and then the curve caught up. I think the difference is people just have a lot more time to spend pugging. Even though I do it like a lot, it's still not anywhere near as much as some people. It's like there's no way that all of a sudden at 3.1k you're just not disbanding keys anymore. I can't say, but thank you for the sub. You need to start a guild called Metro Mythic Police. I think a huge issue is the fact that affixes have no real benefit from doing them. Well, it's not about... What issue do you think that is? I don't think that's an issue for anything that we've been talking about, but perhaps you're talking about a different issue. But they are meant to only be hard, so I think a lot of people think like the game needs to always give them pleasure for it to be enjoyable, but that's just not how video games work. So the point of the affixes is to make the difficulty of the dungeon change week to week, so you have some new progression every time you log on each week. And if you don't find that fun, then you probably just don't like Mythic Plus. I think the skill gap between 2800 and 3100 is actually pretty huge. I'm sure it is, but it's not like all of a sudden the keys become easy. Like, think about how many keys I entered a week. If all of those were upgraded, I'd be doing like the highest keys in the world all of a sudden, you know? Hey buddy, Doom, what's up, buddy? Welcome. I'm doing good. Affixes can be hard, but they can make it be benefiting. Anyway, like the point of them isn't for that, so that's what I'm saying. They're there to introduce challenge that changes week to week. Like I said, if you find it boring, then I'm not like, why did you bother doing that? I don't understand. I've never been bored once in my life in a key, other than when I'm solo saving some nonsense fight. How long until you were able to run 22? We were pretty much on 22, like within like a few weeks of the season being out. I think like you can just check the spreadsheet to see when our first 22 was, but it wasn't far into the season. How can you play your Blood DK while reading stream chat? I have to be focused. Just a lot of practice, but nah, I mean it's pretty a lot of chat right now, so it's definitely cutting into the focus. Which of the new affixes have you enjoyed the most as a tank? My favorite affix ever was explosive, but unfortunately they got rid of that one. So the current ones don't really have any interaction with me as a tank, so I don't really feel like any of them are particularly something I would say I enjoy. I get bored in Underrot and Vortex. That place bores me. The pools feel too small. Oh, yeah. Rookie WoW question overall. How do you make your CDs show on the right? That is an add-on called Weak Ores. It's more complicated than you would think it is, but it's not very complicated. So if you get used to using the add-on, you'll be pretty able to do all that. Sanguine is definitely the least favorite, my least favorite affix in the game right now, yeah. What is this influx of BM hunters? They saw little Jimbo wreck the charts yesterday, 112k overall. Like, wow, that we can do that? I feel like I'm stuck tanking in the 11 or the 18 to 19 bracket and I can't push the 20. Do you have any advice on how to get through that? No, because I have the same issues really. Just try to do your own key, I guess is probably the best advice. What about Thundering? Gave you a 30%? Yeah, so they always did that in the seasonal affix, but then the seasonal affix is gone now, so. That's also what I think makes higher keys even easier. You don't see many meme specs and more people are min-maxing. Perhaps, yeah. But I don't really see, I don't, like, what meme specs? You mean a BM hunter? I don't really think it's as bad as it sounds like it is. Rolling Moose with somebody, welcome. This is a good week to push, unlike the week before. Is it? It's still a tyrannical week, so. I think watching your content has helped me improve tremendously as a player and my confidence. Well, thank you for saying that, man. It means a lot. I'd say push your own key until you're around 2650. At that point, you stand out enough to get invited to most keys. Yeah, I definitely want to just try to do your own key if you're having trouble getting past that wall, I think. I don't know, one of the highest DPS in my keys is BM Hunter. Yeah, I think like BM's actually fine. Like it's really not that bad. Preston, what's up, buddy? Welcome. It's not like it used to be where there was like a huge delta between the specs like Survival and BM. As a DPS, I prefer the affixes where I don't have to shift focus to dispel. Right, I bet. What are these marks for? Beware. Preston, what's up, buddy? How's the keys going today? Same as normal, yeah. As expected. Beware. Your healer is wrecking through their mana bar? Yep, I always do in this fight. Is positioning these mobs instinct for you at this point? Pretty much, yeah. Why was there a consecrate all the way out there? That's a talent, I guess. Consecrate at your target instead of underneath you. This group is doing good so far? I guess so, yeah. 17 stacks though, that's the best I've seen without lust. Best I've ever seen was 16 with lust. When you push your own key, how do you pick the best players? It's still a dice roll, yeah, but my point is, like, you can easily push your own key and then you'll have a higher chance of getting a 20 done. Because now it's your key, so you're always invited to your own key, right? I always get anxious pushing my own key. Yeah, me too. I hate doing it. I'd rather be stuck than push my own key, honestly. I have the same issues in this frame drops in this boss. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to fix it. Fight's just not made well or something. I feel more anxious on other people's. Oh, really? Oh, there you go. So that's your solution then. I have like great anxiety about forming my own group because I always feel like if other people treat my key selfishly, it's like a, you know, it's a reflection of my own ability to make the group, and I really feel critical of myself in that moment. I usually find my anxiety wastes a ton of time before I commit to a high key, and I never end up pushing. Oh, really? I finally ridded myself of last season's 4-piece. Can you get both benefits? You can, yeah. I had some decent success pugging my 20s lately, and it's been rewarding. Sweet. I don't know, like, do you guys, like, do your key no matter what, though? Like, if the key is 22, and it's a key I don't need, I don't know, like, I just don't really feel like I would want to do it, to be honest. I just get anxious running my own key because I feel like it's always ripped from a small mistake. Yeah, like, the pressure is way higher, I feel like, for groups that I put together for some reason. I had a 24 Neltharis that bricked even though I pulled everyone in voice. Oh, really? The best way to deal with anxiety is push the bar a little higher every day. That's pretty much what I do with, like, my approach to keys. Like, I always just try to do one key level until I get them all, kind of thing. And has helped a lot with that. Especially in a world where pugging is, like, insanely volatile. Yo, Metro on a DK all. I had this problem where Frozen Path or Frozen Walk does not work sometimes. You have to be above water and you have to be not taking damage when you use it. That's the only thing I know of for sure. If you take damage, it goes away. So if there's an affix like busting or something like that, you won't be able to use it. I used to be anxious when I ran my own key. Now I just don't care what happens. It is what it is, so yeah. Got him. I've done Brackenhide Dungeon more than 25 times to get the bone trinket, and I didn't get it. I lost hope. Yeah, that's why I don't do that, because that's such a bad feeling. To run a dungeon you don't want to do for anything other than gear over and over again. That does not sound interesting to me. I'd rather not have the gear. That would just burn me the fuck out, honestly. At this point in your Mythic Plus career, can you usually tell how a group is going within the first couple minutes? Not really, no, because so many people just leave for nonsense reasons. It's hard to predict anything like that. The one thing I will say is I can predict when a group is not going well, but I can't ever really predict when a group is going well within the first few minutes. Because all it's going to take is one guy to get killed or something by something he doesn't like, and then he's going to freak out, you know? DK question, I found Rune Tap to be very good and do opening onto every pack with it so I don't get obliterated in one shot. I don't really feel like I would need it. It's not, you know, you have so many CDs up now. It used to be really good to have that exact situation unfold, but now, like, you have pretty much every every pack you have some major CD up, so I might eventually feel that way if I could actually get into 23s more frequently on Fortified especially, but as of right now in the keys I'm doing, I certainly don't need it. Like, I certainly wouldn't need it for Tyrannical Week. Last boss of note there should be completely fine if they just made all the coins give you the arcane missiles. Yeah, I kind of don't know why they have so many different options. It's kind of weird. You think there should be an incentive to do Mythic Plus? Yeah, I have, like I was saying before, I have like a whole system drafted that I need to make a video on someday about a currency system that could come from just finishing keys. If you're talking exclusively about gear, though, they need to just rework gear in general for Mythic Plus. So I kind of agree with you, but I don't think the solution is going to be as straightforward as you might hope it will be. What I would like to see is a system like we've talked about with Diablo 2, where you can like take 3 of one item and change it into another item, and that would be a much better situation than just get the one item you want when there's so many useless items in the game now. Thank you very much for your videos on your route. My Ting gameplay really improves. Sweet man, yeah. I try to make a route video every season. If you have any questions about the routes, just let me know. There's already an incentive with 447 gear in the vault. Well, he's talking about getting a very specific item piece, and that's a problem right now. Like, it's really a big problem, honestly. It's more of a problem because how bad some of the items are and how useless some of the items are. And there's no real way to solve that easily, because you're talking about getting boots when you don't want boots. Like, that's just not an easy solve, you know what I mean? So you got to be able to take the boots you got and use them in some way. That would be the only real solution. Hey Nathaniel, what's up, buddy? Welcome. I was watching your latest video about the changes made to Mythic Plus too late, and I'd have to agree. Sad that people have already left before the changes. Yeah, I just don't know why they like seem to intentionally wait so long. It could be misunderstanding what's actually going on there, but it looks like they're like intentionally waiting until week 8, because both seasons had big changes week 8. And yeah, I don't know what that is, but it's obviously not like that's not what they should be doing. People are going to quit way before those changes. I just went to Nars. I've been clearing the raid on Heroic every week, and I haven't seen a bomb dispenser. Yeah, that's probably never coming again. That only happened because the raids weren't all out at the same time. That's why Dinars were a feature. Because you'd only have, you know, you couldn't even get the Sylvanas daggers 2 out of the 3 weeks every 3 weeks. After watching on Resto Druid, I started playing Holy Pally. And playing doesn't even feel like a job anymore. Having big fun with off-meta builds. Sweet. Holy Pally is really... I really like Holy Pally. Okay. Good work, guys. What off-meta builds are you using for Holy Pally? Yeah, I don't know. Hey, we did it. Didn't actually cause any issues, though. I'm surprised. Melee built with no Blessing of Summer and right side of the tree for extra damage. Nice. Can't wait for that priest to take his summon. Oh, yeah. What the fuck's going on there? That's funny. Some bug. Get out of that in time, I guess. I missed most of the chatting for when you guys were talking about getting the 3K and quitting. That's where I'm at, 29.97, and once I get 3K, I'm going to play more alts. Gotcha. Why bother doing it then? Any reason? Just for self-satisfaction, I guess. 3K is like not actually anything to me. It's just another number that we want to get past. I'd like to be in the top 1% of players at least. Title is too much and no voice pugging, but I'm satisfied with 1%. Is that where that number is going to be, though? I don't even know what that number looks like nowadays. Wherever it will be, I'm going to try to be in it. Oh, it's probably going to be way higher than that. Actually, no, I don't know. 1% is a lot, right? Thinking of 0.1%, that's the title, so yeah, I don't know. I think you can just check. Remind me after the dungeon, we'll check. Other than Mythic Plus, is there any system feature like queue features like, hold on. Having a lot of spells, etc., that you have to change to make it friendly? I feel like WoW needs a way to bring in new gen players. I don't understand the question, sorry. Honestly, the whole like bring in new players thing, I think is like probably the biggest trap the game's ever gone through, though. They're trying to appeal to somebody who just doesn't like an MMORPG, and that's what makes the game so miserable at times. I think that's really the issue at its heart. Like, what we're having trouble with is people do not care about the other people in their group. 1% is 28.65. Oh, okay. Is there a place to see leaderboard for Mythic rating? Yep, Red Radio has all that stuff. Are you excited for next week to bring a whole new spec in the middle of a season? It's gonna be really weird, yeah. You got this in the bag? Little bag there. As long as we upgrade it, yeah. Or as long as we kill the boss, yep. But you know that's a tall task when this fight is so dangerous. I think the fact that Ogvoker is coming out right before the Great Push is really strange, but maybe it'll go well. Oh, yeah. How does the spec work like that if there's just 3 of them? Does it do anything? I hope the new spec isn't mandatory. Nah, it's not mandatory. They do low personal damage from what I've seen. Not sure how 3 would go. That's what I'm saying. Like, would they actually buff each other enough to all be good? Or is it literally like only good if you buff another strong class? Like, I've been told they do like very little actual damage themselves, but they buff everyone else to such a degree that it's worth having. But I don't understand how that would work if you have not good specs already and maybe even multiple of them. I don't know anything about it, I guess. People have tested it. The diminishing returns and having more than one is pointless. That's what I figured.
Beware.
Yeah, it's probably gonna like really change the game, huh? The spec. I don't really understand it. Like I haven't looked at it at all, but it sounds like it's gonna really change the game. Just based on the way people played Holy Priest and shit in Shadowlands.
Beware.
The current meta is 2 for raid for a 20 man. Gotcha.
Not strong enough.
The tuning is shifted from 80% buff to 20% personal to 70% and 30% personal. Gotcha.
Beware.
I hope it works so Blizzard can add more support classes.
Beware.
Maybe a 3rd spec for Demonar, yeah. I think as long as we kill this, we still can upgrade it, but it's going to be kind of
Beware.
tight now. If the other two DPS are cheeks, the run is doomed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't really like carry as an evoker, right?
Beware.
It's kind of a weird thing. There's so many times where like one really badass DPS makes such a big difference in keys, but like that will never be that spec, right?
Nothing can stop.
If they ever make a true archer class with no ties to pets at all, I think I'm swapping to that. Well, that would just be marksman hunter, right? Currently with the coordinated group and a good player behind the Ogvoker, it's really good. Raids haven't had much testing yet. Okay. Instead of a demon hunter, how about a demon supporter? If you want lust, you have to use a pet. Well, that's, yeah, I mean. So if they just tied lust to no pets, you'd be happy, I guess.
Beware. Beware.
Do you prefer normal death and decay placement over macros? I do, yeah, because I need to constantly see where I'm placing it. I end up placing it on objects that I can't use it. I noticed this to be a real issue when I started playing Nightfade Death Knight in Shadowlands, because if you place the thing wrong, you're pretty much like fucked. Like you'll just like it's such a big part of your kit back then. So even though it's a little clunky, it's pretty much like it has to be placed properly, otherwise you fucking suck. And the cons of placing it at player are that you would like almost often, like I almost always drop D&D while I'm moving, you know what I mean? Well, not almost always, but like every single time I drop it at the start of a pull, I'm dropping it while I'm moving, so it would be completely pointless to drop it at player at that point. Interrupt these. Can I see your DK build after the run? It's on the screen, or you can just check it out on Raider.io if you want, yeah. Some people in the higher end of Key community is thinking Disc Priest would be the next support if Invoker goes well. Oh, really? King Dane, what's up, buddy? Welcome. I know people who play it and don't want to think about it, but I think Enhance would be the next best choice for a boon buff spec. Yeah, Enhance is literally called, like, Enhancement for a reason, right? It's kind of funny. I've always wanted to play Shaman, but I've heard you need to be a Rain Man to understand the spec. Really? You mean like very intelligent or something? Alright, 6 minutes, plenty of time here even without Lust. Just need to kill these mobs. This key is going to be close. I think it's an upgrade, right? Should only need 4.5 minutes for this fight, I think. It's not hard to understand. It's just too many buttons and wolves suck. Oh, okay. See, like how I dropped D&D there? That could only work with add cursor or just normal placement. Shaman definitely feels a lot clunkier than it used to. Really? What spec? I've heard like really good things about Enhance, and I played it a bunch on like leveling challenges. It's really fun. I have D&D player macros on C and target on Shift C. Nice. Either the ad phase would make or break the boss here. Sometimes people just kick them without having any idea of how to stop them. Yeah, but I can get so many of them, it's not really a big issue. I have a really good comp for that. If you're talking about Ellie, then I can do big damage in AoE. Nice. Keep it up. On my Blood DK, I like a shift modifier for app mouse or app player. That's pretty much what I have, yeah. Can you cheese this mechanic with mage? I don't know. I've never seen anybody do it, but maybe. Oh, the other one's mind controlled, okay. I've seen altered time work, really. You don't really want to be down here alone, though. It's not really that big of a benefit. I can never get into the DPS specs for Shaman, but Resto Shaman is fine for me. Yeah. Hopefully you guys get good damage in this phase. You'll have Lust up. Yep. On here. What past dungeon would you love to see in Mythic Plus? The only one that I would really like to see is Archway, just because it has trinkets and stuff that I really like. But don't really have too much of a care, to be honest. I'd love to see more actual Dragonflight ones come back because they were really good. I feel like all the Dragonflight dungeons are the best in each season. Guess I don't necessarily like love Ultimate or something like that, but they're all really good if you ask me. Helly Shaman looks really cool, but oh my god, that rotation is Frost Mage on steroids. Oh really? No Lust? Yeah, I think it's probably better at this point. Are you aiming for the title? No. I have no chance of getting the title. Negative chance. Game would have to bug out. Shrine of the Storm? Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad one to see back. I feel like that one would be a lot better now than it was. More access to interrupt and stuff. I don't want to see Ruby Life pulls back. I hated that dungeon. That one and Ultimate are like the two that are like, they were only like decent. They weren't excellent in my eyes. I'd like to think what the worst possible ones would be. Oculus. Yeah, Oculus, calling a Strathmore. But basically any dungeon that has like a ton of wasted time in the dungeon. I wonder how the season 3 pool will look for the dungeons, considering the mega dungeon will get split into 2. Yeah, that's what we were talking about yesterday. I don't have no idea. I want Ma sold back. I think Ma will probably be seen at some point for sure. How long are seasons? 20 weeks is what it seems to be. Scarlet Monastery? Yeah, maybe they do it. It's already a mob dungeon, right? Oh my god, we were just not gonna lessen this fight. Oh man. Which Shadowlands dungeon would you want to see come back? I'd love to see Halls of Atonement come back. Well, that's the key. Sanguine Depths is cool. Oh yeah. Hunter just died dismissing his pet trying to lust. Yep. The other side. That's one of my favorite ones ever, but I guess it's a lot easier now with no necrotic. Yesterday said you wondered what pre-cat dungeon would make good Mythic Plus. Pit of Sauron. Yeah, that one's pretty wide open. Yeah. Man, that's so sad. I guess you need more than 5 minutes for this fight. Close one? Not really. I mean, if we can't lust on fights, I don't really feel like it's close.
3, 2, 1.
Necrotic wake, please. I don't even care that the weapons are OP. The dungeon was goated. Gotcha. The shaman might have lusted too soon. I didn't see it happen, but maybe. That might be a tilter for the shaman.
2, 1.
Everyone just gave up, did they? I didn't really see what happened. There's been a major problem with people not lusting this week. Yeah, it's called tyrannical. I missed the Pillars of Nyalotha keys. What are those? Oh, you're talking about season 4 of BFA, yeah. I think this was on the shaman. If he sent Insta Hunter, might not have died trying to send it. Yep, it's definitely not how it should go. I like the idea when it seemed like we were just saving it, but I don't think we were saving it. People just weren't paying attention. The Awaken affix was good. It was interesting, but I didn't really like it from the Pug world because too many wannabes try to go way overboard with routes.
3, 2, 1.
I don't even think like we killed this. Like I think we're just banned here. We have no battle reses, and there's like no way we're doing 4.5 million damage with just 2 people, right? Maybe. Crypto was my favorite by far. That one was really cool. I really did like that one. I liked all the Shadowlands ones quite a lot.
3, 2.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna be alright. Even Prideful? Oh, I love Pride. That was definitely my favorite one. Prideful was definitely the best affix they've ever made. Best seasonal affix, that is. Well, at least we finished it. I thought Prideful was sick. You just don't like the numbers risks. Oh, yeah. Shig, what's up, buddy? Welcome. The fact that people still can't do old skip on 22 and 23. What does that mean? Shame we'll never see Prideful skittish. I like how you can sit in mechanics and just not die. It feels like taking low keys doesn't help the player get better. Yeah, that's we've been talking about that a lot. Skipping last pack before last boss. Oh, right. As a healer, I missed when the seasonal affix did something to get back mana. That's probably the biggest loss of no seasonal affix, yeah. I like the BFA affix where you went in portals, right? Dude left before rezzing. Oh, yeah. Skittish was an awful affix. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago. I think Skittish is like needed to be back in the game. Because there's so many people who die to threat. I think they need an affix to realize that they can't like just rip threat on every pull and be okay. What's that guy say? Skittish wasn't ripping threat though. What do you mean? I'm saying that they need an affix that is based on threat so they take it more serious. Devo evokers be pulling threat from me all the time. Yeah, I see like so many people just front load and die to threat or have threat on crazy shit and then we have to scramble to get it back. General aggro being an afterthought is something I don't like. Yeah, that's why I'm saying that the affix needs to come back, because if there's a week where they care about it, then they'll care about it every other week too. Alright, well we got another completion at least. Nice to see Red continuing to see a lot of representation. Yeah, it's nice. Red's really powerful for pugging. Aggro should be harder. Not like classic, but something to think about. Oh, well, it already is something to think about, but people just don't think about it. Metro, do you still take a look at runs people send? Yep, it's meant to be a perk for Patreons and like longtime members, but I always have trouble taking money from people, honestly. Had a DPS completely melt and cuss me out because he ripped threat on the first BH pull. Yeah. The season's tyrannical dungeons are so punishing. It's definitely the worst I've seen since like BFA. I guess it's being immortal and doing affix mechanics is the main big. Yeah, red is so powerful for pugging because of that stuff. Exactly that. Having that, like that guy like lived through all of that failure, right? He was perfectly fine. There was a time when I was the only rep for a while. Yeah, dude. Season 2 or 3? Yeah, season 2 of BFA, right? Or Shadowlands. Red is a little too doo-doo for Tyrannical weeks. If the player is full/mostly AoE talented, I've seen Red do crazy bursts, but the player can't do 50k single target unless. Oh, really? Hey, Ace, what's up, buddy? How you been? I still remember that time where you had to wait for 3 sacks of Thunder. I expect it'll get more love next patch. What, ret? More love? I don't know if the changes to Holy Pally like bleed into red at all. I don't know. I can do 80k single target when fully ret AoE built. Nice. Well, the correct build for ret can sustain 90k DPS and peak 180k during Lust. Ret Pally is good in both AoE and single target. Nice. I remember Fury/Prot Warriors going crazy with damage for threat. It was fun, not gonna lie. Yeah, back in Classic, right? I just hope they don't nerf Ret. It feels really good to pug keys right now. Yeah, I don't think they would nerf him. They're not looked at as like super good for actual like pushing groups. It's just for pugging. I wish I was able to have multiple Highland Drakes to use all the colors whenever. Yeah, well, that would be cool, actually. I agree with that. I'm in your group. Which one are you? The warrior? Drum's discussion for high keys makes me concerned. Yeah, this is not what you want to see. No bloodlust on Tyrannical. I have 23 freehold, but I'm on EU. Oh yeah. Yeah, it must be shit to be on EU. Just joined it. It seems you don't have bloodlust because of me. Yeah, unfortunately, warrior. Not the best pick for keys, but that's how it goes. What is this comp? I don't know. That's a good question. This is like the comp from like Shadowlands if you want the worst possible comp. Not all the specs individually are good, but if you brought this comp to Shadowlands, this would be like, all right, well, we can't even consider this key. Red's gonna get double PI. Metro, have you thought about trying EU servers? Well, what do you mean trying them? I played on EU back in the day when I helped people with challenge modes, but obviously I'm not gonna like switch from US to EU. That'd be a huge waste of time and money. I have a lot of stuff on this account that I do not want to lose. Let's eat it. Warriors could use some lust love. Yeah, I think like if anybody was gonna get lust, it should be warrior. They've had so many unique like shout type abilities, you know. Drums is fine if the group is good. Nah, not really. It's half the quality of lust, so it's just there's no reason to do a key without lust when you're pugging, honestly.
5, 4, 3, 2.
How can it be done though? Once I tried to play on US, it automatically changed to EU. You have to have a separate account, and that account has to be registered to somewhere in the US. I think they had a tad longer range, like Ret Rogue survivability, and they should get a shout that gives lust. Yeah. I think they already have a longer range, don't they? Somebody said that. Alright, multiple 24 is fine without lust. It's just objectively worse than having lust though, right? There's no benefit to it. It's not like the lust classes are like so much weaker than other specs or something right now. They have the same melee ranges that they've always had. Oh really? I thought they had that. Somebody said they had that.
3, 2, 1.
The only way is to send your personal info to Blizzard to prove you live in the US. Is that right? You're just making life harder than it needs to be without lust. There's no point. That good group with lust would be even better. Yep. Yeah, there's no actual benefit to not having lust. That was my point. And in a pug world where you can choose your comp, that's the one thing you definitely want to do. The only advantage to actually pugging, you get to choose the comp. My point is, it's possible. We're just talking about two different things. Obviously, it's possible. You can probably upgrade a key with 4 players if you wanted to. Mythic plus LFG when? Hopefully never. That'd be a waste of resources. Okay, well, I don't think we're lusting this anyway, so just whatever at this point. We're not going to lust anything anyway, so what's the point of using it? I absolutely love your damage type weak core. However, it's locked to only blood DK. Yeah, it's just a setting in weak core. I just have it so it only loads on blood DKs because I don't use it universally on every character. Just go into the settings on weak core and change its load condition to whatever you want it to load on. 22 without lust? Yeah, no, we're not counting double PI. That could again exist without not having lust. WoW should do like EverQuest did and make group leader talents and put things like lust and PI. I don't know about other games doing that, but nah, I don't think they should do that in WoW. Too many group leaders, like the guy who invited no lust, can't really be trusted with that type of stuff. Definitely better to have it on characters, not group leaders. Because then you'll have people like arguing, give me lead, I know when best to use these things, you know? After key, can you show how to unlock it? If you remind me, but hopefully it'll be a while. We'll see. It might be not a while, but yeah, just remind me, I'll do it for you. Super easy though, like this is just basic weak core stuff. Let's let classes with important utility keep them. Okay. You need lust for boss 2 and boss 3. Yep, and we didn't use it on the pull here, so that means we're probably going to use it stupidly on the first boss, and then we won't have it for second boss, and that'll probably be the key right there. I always insist to let me use lust when I see groups pick up another one. Oh yeah. Too much risk, right? Guy might use it by accident or something. Arcane Mage is about to be BIS Mage spec for Mythic Plus. Mass Barrier giving their Arcane Shield, which takes 25% less magic damage on top of their regular shield. Oh, cool. I think it's already the best spec, isn't it?
Beware.
Could just give all tanks lust too. Nah. It's fine as it is. I would want to see one more spec have it, and I think Warrior is the one. Because right now Warrior has like such an insanely bad utility kit. I'm new to the game. Is there somewhere to find when the typical best time to lust is in each dungeon, or does it come down to experience and feel? I don't. It's trying not to be rude, but it's like it's pretty obvious, so it's probably not really something that you'll be able to find too easily. It's just going to be mostly experience, but you won't need much experience to know when the right time to lust is in each dungeon. The only question mark is like how many lust you're going to get in a dungeon. Otherwise, you would just lust exactly when it'd be on cooldown, you know what I mean? But sometimes there's going to be a benefit to that, and sometimes it's going to be worth saving it, like we actually talked about yesterday on stream.
Beware.
Surprised they didn't get it when Paladin got battle res. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like Warrior had like Skull Banner and shit like that in the past, you know what I mean? They've had unique utility in the past. But I think it's hurting them in raid. Like they have a impending victory, whatever it's called now. What's it called? That's not even close to the name of it. Battle cry or war cry or some kind of cry that makes your health higher. That spell's like so powerful in raid, but so useless in 5-mans. It's like that kind of stuff is hurting their potential in 5-mans. Rallying cry, that's it, yeah. Used to be called something else. Inspiring presence or something like that. Inspiring something. Alright, well, lust won't be our issue here. Monk utility is also bad, is it? Warrior does insane consistent damage, though. Everybody does, right? I mean, I don't really ever see, like, Warrior does not, like, look like the best damage spec in the game. I'd love more utility, but we'd be too powerful. Yeah, I don't really agree. I think they need a lot more. Alright, cool. Well, we never needed Warrior. We never needed lust. Windwalker doesn't do consistent damage. We have damage every 2 minutes. The S+ classes have damage 45 to 1 minute. Yeah, that's access to damage, I think, is a really big part of the game. For class fantasy, less than warrior makes sense. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they have the fantasy for it too, which is the difference between the whole conversation. What else we were just talking about? As of now, Fury is top 4 in raw DPS, but the utility they bring is not worth it if they don't know how to properly use it. Exactly, that's my point, yeah. I wouldn't take them over any other class right now, regardless of what their damage looks like. Okay, anyway, Vortex Pinnacle 22. Disband. Did he say kill the ads? Yeah, what did that guy say? Nothing. He said, no, you don't. Anyway, what part of it is fine? Ring of Peace. Why would you pick a monk over anything else? They have leg sweep. They have Ring of Peace. They have the monk buff, which is way better than the warrior buff. They used to have speed comp, but that isn't. That's like a talent. I don't think you even can get that anymore. I think that's only for monk tanks now or something. What killed us? No one watching the ads? Yeah. Yep. I've only ran with one Fury Warrior who on the last boss, yeah, paralyzed, yep. On the last boss, also Dispel, Disease Dispel. That's really useful. Nearly no classes deal physical damage anymore. We just talked about how Warrior is the best spec in the game. What are you talking about? Anyway, there's better classes to pick over Windwalker. But Windwalker is like A tier. Yeah, Windwalker's fine. I think they're pretty good right now. They're a little squishy is their probably big issue. Is there a particular reason why you keep track of your pugging experience via a spreadsheet? I'm already doing it like through the stream, right? So it just seemed like a natural accompaniment to that. Oh, I forgot to add the first one as well. The main reason I started doing it though was to try to inspire other people to do it because Blizzard doesn't actually give a shit about disbands. So I felt like if every single player out there pugging just kept track of their stats and showed it to Blizzard, then they'd be like, wow, this is really unacceptable. We have to do something, but nobody does it. Rank 1 Windwalker Monk comp is Rogue Warrior Windwalker with the Dix Priest and Guardian Druid. Yeah, there you go. Any chance you can show how to unlock it? Yeah, I will. Just give me a second. Windwalker rotation feels kind of bad. Having to cancel the punch skill doesn't feel good. No, I bet not. Okay, so here's how you do this. This is like this for every weak ore in the game. It's in the load tab, class and specialization. You can just uncheck that and then it'll load on every character, but I'd recommend it having it different for each UI setup. Okay, that was kind of pointless key, but I actually want to look at that because I've never really seen a wipe to that. I think if you click the check mark again, it lets you click multiple specs. Yep. Yeah, so that's like how any weak org loads. Like, that's going to be crucial to understanding when weak ores work and don't. I look away for a minute and the key's already dead. Yeah, watch this. 3, 2, 1. Well, it doesn't happen that quick, I guess, but it's pretty much like the second the fight starts. Look at this shit. What the fuck? I've never seen this before. You just have to have your camera facing it, right? You don't even have to actually turn your character, right? You just have to have your camera facing it. It is just fucking spamming on it, yeah. I think actually that guy didn't die. Hold on a second. He does not die to that. Right? Because it's gone now. What does he die to? Cell Song. So where is Cell Song? Is it that person? Yeah, that's it. Oh, he just dies to getting cast on, to nobody interrupting that. Wow, that's not good. So we actually only wipe because that. Like, we can just res this one guy and we'd be fine for the rest of the fight, but nobody kicks this. including the 2 melee who were just standing there doing nothing. Okay. I feel like Red Pally rework is a great example of what they can do for some classes that are underperforming. Red Pally got the we have everything treatment without being overtuned. They kind of were overtuned for a little bit. I think they just scaled out better than people expected them to, though. My only issue with Windwalker and Monk in general is the class side of the tree only has statues as tap picks, and it doesn't feel meaningful. Oh, really? What do you think about the new mini raid for 5 people? It's not. It's people are just weird. It's just a mega dungeon. Warrior was in the stream. Yep. Okay, we need no thirds. Let's go. The only thing bad with Seren is you have to wait the 30 seconds extra to line up with your 2 men. Same. Juan Moncada, I just realized. Isn't that the name of a baseball player? It's better than hat. Okay, you guys are still talking about Monk. They were overtuned. Isn't that why Frost and Fire are getting adjustments on PTR before their rework goes live? I don't know. Could be. Rapali isn't extremely overtuned. As extremely overtuned. It broke PvP. I don't know if they were overtuned. They were definitely overtuned, yeah. Alright. Theron's Lair, good. Oh wait, we don't even need the key. Rapali is in a good state now. Yep, I think they're really good right now. I'd say we were a little too strong. Yeah, definitely. So what caused the initial damage your group took on that wipe? We just looked at it. It's the ad, yeah. The ad, nobody was looking at the ad. I think you don't even have to turn your character. You just have to turn your actual camera. Really strange mechanic. It's like they put that mechanic in to see if it would be good, and then they're like, nah, it sucks. Never use that anywhere else. It's those ads that spawn with the boss, yeah. They're meant to look at to stop them from doing things to you. Strangest music in the game right here. Nope. There it is. What countries are considered oceanic? I don't actually know. Obviously Australia and New Zealand, I know that much, but I guess like the Philippines and stuff? I don't really know. We played with a guy in the other side who was from Oceanic, and that was like the only time I've ever actually lagged like so much that I'm like, I can't really do this. Cambodia. He was from Cambodia. That's what it was. I don't even know where that is. That's like, is that meant to be where Oceanic goes to? Like, I don't feel like that's what you're meant to be playing if you're from Cambodia, but maybe. Oh, that's wrong. Wrong island. Yeah, that's really far from Australia. No wonder why that guy was lagging. Or why I was lagging. This is Cambodia here. God, what is that language? Is very unique looking. Is that really the language? What the fuck? That's Southeast Asia. I'd say Papua New Guinea might be more oceanic, yeah. want to jump though. I don't really need this key. You shouldn't have been connecting to him though. Oh no, so you think it was just some weird coincidence that day? Was China on its own? That's a weird Azeroth map? Paul, no, that was a world map. They had better internet in the Titanic sub. Yeah, that place, that thing got blown up or something, didn't it? China had, like, Asia is meant to have its own region, so I don't know why you'd play there from Cambodia. It got blown in. Oh, really? Yeah. Stupid fucking sub. What the hell is this guy? Best keys at 20, huh? Okay, guess we're not doing it. Are you full-time streaming? It's my primary income, if that's your question. I do not stream 40 hours a week, though. I don't know. Would the opposite of explosion be implosion? I feel like explosion is... Implosion and explosion are basically the same thing. They just happen differently, right? The opposite of explosion would be like creation, wouldn't it? Titan submarine was a bit much oceanic, so sadly. Oh, is it over in oceanic? I wonder why. They probably asked the people who signed up to be on the sub, like, are you okay with this latency? And they're like, no, and they went anyway. Implode is when something collapses inward. You think it would be the opposite? Okay. Do you think that a system, like, for example, if you finish, say, 15 22s of a particular dungeon, it would be permanently unlocked for that person? I like that idea too, yeah. I don't really feel like that is the best solution, but I kind of like that idea too, where your key just always starts at a certain level, or it can't go below a certain level more. They're opposites, are they? Don't you think like creation would be the opposite of explosion though? Explosion is an increase in pressure and implosion is a reduction in pressure. Oh, okay. When you put it that way, that makes more sense. I guess to word it another way, would the opposite of burn be freeze or not burning? Right, that's my point, yeah. They're both destruction of some sort. Destruction would be the opposite of creation. Destruction Warlock. I haven't really seen many. Explosions can create though. What can they create? Opposite of burning would be extinguishing. For fire mages. Ultimate Tyrannical Monkau. Monkau, yeah. They create craters. Oh, that's true, yeah. Creation Warlock support class. Freeze and burn are the opposites of the temperature scale, just like implosion and explosion are opposites on the pressure scale. Well said. I agree with Sebastian Curry. Are you related to Steph Curry? He's good. The main explosion of existence is the Big Bang. Oh, the TV show or whatever? I've never really watched it. They had that spin-off or whatever, right? Old Sheldon or whatever. What was that? Monkau equals sweating emoji from Twitch XD. Oh, we don't do that here. Then how does my chicken get freezer burn? Checkmate. Knock, 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 penny. Yeah, what's the opposite of a penny? I have no idea. Implosion, I guess, still. Is implosion just the opposite of everything, or is it only the opposite of explosion? I don't even understand. In this system, at the beginning of a season, a person can start at any level below his highest key, completed 15 times. A pound. Yeah, pence, right? Big Bang wasn't an explosion. It was a really fast expansion. The Big Bang Theory was quickly, yeah, gained a lot of popularity quickly, I agree. Alright. Let's head back. I'll just take the portal there. A fast expansion sounds a lot like an explosion, does it? Which do you think was the fastest expansion? I guess WAD, right? Metro just messing with the science, dude. Yep, trying to see what people think about it. I don't get how people say the Big Bang happened so long ago when the laugh tracks are only like 30 years old, 70 years old. I agree. I think a lot of people are just philanthropists. WAD burned bright. Oh yeah, was that an implosion as well? See, like Demo has implosion and destruction's opposite was creation, right? So it's like really weird actually. Okay, let's go this way. Does that make Siege of Orgrimmar an implosion? Yep, pretty much. Have you had any funny fail keys this week? Nothing crazy. It's just to do with pressure. When you make a device that is meant to implode, you want to avoid the pressure somewhere so that the rest is displaced, and then the vessel is crushed by the atmosphere. And imagine getting crushed by the atmosphere. That would be horrible. Pressure is much like aggro. Yep, I told you, you got to bring back Skittish. Here we got Azralan Restored. This is a big one. Dying to Skittish is basically just the opposite of the bends, yeah. That's a song by Radiohead, right? You can be crushed by pressure. It's only 250k. Oh, that's cool. $10k DPS from healer incoming. Third boss in Ultimate hits quite hard. Is that just a DPS raise? I think they third boss. Yeah, they nerfed that mechanic. That mechanic was like broken as fuck. Do you think defense cap / crushing blow stats should be added back? No, definitely not. Tank only stats is something that nobody really wants in a raid environment. I don't mind there being some kind of auxiliary way to get it, but not on gear. Maybe some kind of like advanced jewel crafting system that they could do with something like that would be cool, but I don't really think it works anymore. And the next patch, Ultimate is being renamed to Olda Person. Are you serious? What the fuck? Bring back multi-strike. I liked multi-strike. That was the stat that I definitely wish was still in the game. It was really cool seeing all the little spells go flying out after you use the main spell. That was like the reason I liked it the most. Alright, here we go. I just did it on 20 and we wiped 4 times. Seemed pretty touch if they have nerfed it already. Yeah, they did nerf it. Multi-strike is just a different crit chance. Yep. But it's got a visual to it. So let's drop crit then and get multi-strike. Glad we agree. Just play Ellie Shaman. Multi-strike is their mastery. Oh, really? Bring back glancing blows and parry mechanic where you can murder tank by stacking auto attacks. New systems start at 1 affix at level 5 and add a new affix every 5 levels and use all affixes. So there's like 40 affixes at the end. Just tried that. They nerfed dungeons 7+ weeks into the season. I guess you're just tired. That's what you said, yeah, tired. Don't understand why when it's spoken out loud of the issues early on. Yeah, I don't either. Bring back reforging. You think you'd... I would like to just see like re-rolling of stats entirely. Like, Reforging is, that was only really ever in the game because
5, 4, 3, 2.
the ability to get hit cap and stuff still. What do you need Reforging for? Yeah, as I'm saying, like, you don't really need it now. Hey, Size, what's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Yeah, bring back, being able to remove verse from gear would be good. Oh god, why would you do that? I hope your expertise capped. Oh, I am an expert.
Within the depths of Ultima lies a vault that holds a disc of Keeper Tyr's memories. Find that disc.
I just got thread on it, so it's not line of sighting.
It may contain the knowledge we need to regain.
What's up, buddy? Drumicas, what's up, buddy? Yes, blue. That's the biggest one now, I think, right?
Metro, what do you think is
36
the
months.
best
God
healer
damn, man.
for Mythic Plus?
For Mythic Plus, I think it's
Blood
fucking
Death Knight.
Dremicas, bro. 36 months. Thank you, man. That's insane, dude. Thank you so much for that insane long-term support, man. You're awesome. Couldn't do it without you. Wouldn't do it without you. Oh man, looking back, Classic was so unfair with weapon skill and dead classes. Warriors/warriors and world buffs. Classic was poorly made, if that's your point, I agree. Trying to take Classic serious is just silly, like it's just not well made. But it's still fun. Nonsense weapon twisting Rep Pally was the best version of the spec. I actually really like Classic Rep Pally. As stupid as it sounds. I really like the auto attack focus of them and Shaman, but I know that wasn't really intended. I think they got that right out of D2, to be honest, because now that I've been playing D2 so much, it's like pretty much every melee like orientation is always just through auto attacks. Like that's the main way you deal damage, is just auto attacks. The amount of damage you would lose if you didn't play Rogue Human as a melee was insane. Oh wow. Stupid. I think the TBC got the spec right. Hammer Rat Discord doesn't like that take though. I bet they don't, yeah. Classic had a lot of soul, just a bunch of nerds putting wherever they thought was cool into a game. I love the stories of Classic, like Origin. That's how companies were back in the day. Now there's too many people overseeing it all. I have zero desire to relive ridiculous time sinks in Classic. It's not really like that. That's like a mostly yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's all good. You're not gonna like it no matter what I say, so I don't blame people for not liking it, but if you like you know, exploration and discovery at all in this version of the game, I think you would like Classic if you just gave it a chance. If you're trying to play its endgame systems, don't bother. They're terrible. Too many cooks spoil the broth, or however saying goes. Right, yeah. Vanilla didn't really have too many time sinks. Yeah, that's what I was about to say, but it's whatever. Well, that's one of the ways you can play right now. They have Crusading Strike auto attack as an option in the talent tree. Yeah, but there's still so many buttons to press. Like, I mean, like, you straight up level a Paladin and you don't press buttons. You just auto attack. I don't know, I kind of like Classic. I just hated the world buff tryharding stuff. Right, the worst part about Classic is, what a surprise, the community. The game itself is spectacular, just like Dragonflight. The worst part about all Blizzard products ends up being the community for some reason. Really, that's just saying how good the games are, though, at the end of the day. Aside from Judgment, you're quite literally just throwing out autos. Yep. You think they should do some form of the way to get all the old flavor of the month? Or FOMO? What is that? Fear of missing out, right? How they're doing it, yeah. I don't know about WAD stuff, but definitely Classic stuff they're doing currently. Pretty excited for all that knack stuff to be back. There's a lot of really good stuff there. Getting world buffs before questing was awesome. Nice. I don't understand how toxic the community really is before trying Final Fantasy 14. You mean like the community is way different there? It's because that game like actually punishes you if you are not productive socially. And they're doing it in the completely wrong direction, but at least they're solving some of the problems. The T3 gatekeepers are wild. You mean people who don't want to see it return? I get it. They probably spent like thousands of real life dollars to try to get these sets. World buffs were fun for questing, but mandatory world buffs for raid was a pain. Oh shit. The world buff thing is really cool. It's just the problem again is the community. People like try to take classic raiding so serious that they're worried about parses and shit. It's like, yeah, you know how easy this content is, right? Like, I don't give a fuck what I parse on the fight. Final Fantasy 14 still has toxicity, right? It's like muted toxicity. I've seen stuff about it. Like almost like you know, what's that called? Passive aggressive shit, right? Mage Tower has the same gatekeeping issues. What if your child was born or you got sent to war during Legion? That would be unfortunate, yeah. Especially if you were sent to war for like a losing cause. Like imagine if you were like sent to war to go fight and you lost, and you come back home and then you missed the Mage Tower as well as lost the war. It's like, holy fuck, man. What a terrible swing. I really want my Mage Tower stuff. Oh yeah. I do prefer their passive aggressiveness. I do agree. Like it's probably more palatable at least. It'd be a double whammy. Yeah, it's terrible, right? Well, Sweden just lost to Finland and now we're fucking come back to WoW and I missed the Mage Tower. Mage Tower is out permanently now. He's talking about the old stuff that you can't get in there anymore. I started playing WoW during Legion and I only missed out because I didn't know about it. Yep.
I have a quiver full of swords, and I know how to throw them.
Beware.
Stab you with the pointy end.
Okay. I'm so glad at my Priest and Holy Pally Mage Tower weapons. Yeah. They're pretty good. Regret not getting the Pally and Prot Warrior artifacts from Mage Tower. I feel like when these fights are that easy, the min-max aspect becomes the main source of engagement. I mean, that's not saying much about the player base, is it?
Beware.
Like that kind of stuff only exists to help you get better at the game. Priest said, dude, is that a variant of the triple question mark? Pretty much, yeah. Dude, I got hit by a cleave twice. This is definitely somebody else's fault. Honestly, they should make it so if you have one character with the mob sets, I agree with that. I could agree with that. I've liked that idea. I've heard that proposed a lot over the years. Did the ranged priest? Yeah, the dude ran right in front of the mobs. Just gets cleaved immediately, and then he gets rezzed and cleaved again. Priest trying to find someone else to blame, yep. Luckily, this fight's so easy, I don't even think it matters. As long as, well, now the healer's dead, I guess. Even resetting now might take just as long. Yeah, absolutely not resetting this. No way. We got 2 people still alive. This guy's almost dead. The only other one that's alive is this guy. Metro solo and progression. In progress? Nah. These guys are. This fight does like absolutely no damage. I had a Shadow Priest unlock it one shot in this fight to the charge right at the start. Oh, really? Keep all hands and feet inside the ride. And we can battle res too. Should we get the healer up though? I don't even think we should. I think we should just get the priest. Red alive as always. Yep. How funny would it be if he died again just now? Red should be able to heal the others through this. Yeah, this fight doesn't really do a lot of damage. I guess this phase is the only real dangerous part. Could just AMS though.
3, 2, 1. Beware.
Alright, he died again, but it's over. I love Evoker on this fight. I just bring the fire on the walls. How can you see how many battle reses the group has available? Yep, I have this add-on here doing it. ORA.
Nice work. That frog has been a real pest.
We know how to open the door, but that ugly rock.
Okay, that's not great kill of the fight, but it is dead, so it's probably all that matters.
Something nifty? What's this? That did it. Now let's see what we can find inside.
Here's marvelous mustache. Another locked door.
Leave this to me.
Mage pumped 124k. Oh yeah, that's good. We like when they pump it. If you play CSSA plus lights celery, you can provide some off healing as ret, but then you have to eat celery, which is just disgusting. Oh, I don't have purgatory. I'm an idiot. Fuck. I forgot we lost it on the boss. True celery blows. Yeah, it kind of does, to be honest. But nobody even took damage, it seems. Oh, that guy mind controlled one, that's why. Celery is the one food you burn more calories eating than it gives you. Yeah, it's funny, right? It's basically not food. Celery, when cooked, gains 6x absorbable energy amounts. I.e. 6 calories go to 30. Oh, that's weird. What happens there? Casa frees up globals, but you're using H power to press Wogue. That's like jargon overload there, huh? Oh, it's actually 5 times. Sorry, yeah, no problem. Chips, lights, celery means flash is instant, so you send that during Jikids instead of Wogue. Okay, will I fuck up this fight? Let's see. We have our stun.
Beware.
You just can't absorb all that raw form of energy before it passes. That's scary.
Beware.
I think cooking just makes it more bioavailable. Oh, that's cool. And we both interrupted. There's the bloodlust spell used. This one will need to be taken over though.
Beware.
Okay, gonna tab out for 1 minute. Gonna switch PCs. Don't wipe. Oh, why the fuck would you say that out loud? Holy shit. Potatoes, when cooked per gram, double in calorie available. Oh, so we should just eat potatoes raw, huh? They stack the stuns. That's smart. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Good evening, everyone from London, England. Hope you all had a great 4th of July. Hey, what's up? Welcome, Terrence. I had a great one, but I can't speak for everyone, so. My guild is mega into professions, and she just showed me that the mats to make the max stuff. Good lord, that's a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's nuts. Really, really intricate. My dog tried that, ended up at the vet. Stacking the stuns? Yeah, it's not. You don't really want to do that in IRL. Eating raw potatoes. Oh. It's not that expensive. Orb prices are going down. Oh, you can get those things now, right? They're just Crusader orbs or what? I paid her gold to get me the mats for the Plague Belcher shield. Sweet. I didn't know you can get it now. I thought it was all coming next patch.
Beware.
Just a ton of classic mats. That's cool. That's really cool, actually. That's fucking really cool. Maybe I'll just do like a leveling challenge where I just go get classic mats and make Nax gear. What's wrong with it? Is it Righteous Orbs? Probably, yeah. Crusader Orb, is that what it? No, that's the Wrath thing, right?
Hey, what now? All I see are wolves.
Maybe we can find a few treasure maps. We'll have a look while you go on ahead.
You can farm strat live for orbs. It's kind of easy to get. Yeah. It's better to just do other stuff and buy them, but somebody has to farm them, right? Presumably you farm strat living or something for them. That's what I'll do, sure. What's this about Nax though? Nax is out, yeah. No, anyway, they're adding all the transmogs back from the old Nax. I'm sure our bot friends will absolutely annihilate the price. Sweet. Beep boop bot, we are robot. Essence of Undeath is 90 gold right now, and you can use alchemy for them. Sweet. Lots of Righteous Orbs. She said the hardest thing is Essence of Undeath. Sucks to farm and you need a lot. Oh, really? You can get them from any undead mob, which the zone is filled of, and I'm sure the 5-man drops a ton too. It makes you wonder if they're stacking all of this stuff from live Stratholme, or Stratholme in general, into this Nax system. Maybe Stratholme Mythic Plus is on the way. Probably not though, because I think they did the same thing. What were the ZG mats were not. It's not the same for the ZG ones, right? I didn't actually get a single item made from ZG because even though I love that they did it, there's not any transmogs I either don't have or actually wanted. Does anyone know when the Winds of Sanctuary buff ends? I think it's next week, yeah. Which is interesting because that basically told us the patch was coming the whole time. We just didn't know it. Small rework and it's good to go. I think the map suits it well. Yeah, kind of. It was the original challenge mode too. We were talking about that before. Already got all class at max just for the lulz. For fuck's sake, bro. Alright, let's go do this. Need to get my Bloody K to 70 before then? Well, good thing it takes like fucking 3 hours to get 60 to 70 now. I did it for an hour. It was like, yeah, I got 5 levels in an hour before the stream. I logged on at like 8:30 and played for an hour and I got 5 levels. But the first 5 are quicker than the last 5, so. There's time walking as well, yeah. If you can stomach that shit, that's fast too, I guess, but I don't really see how it can be any faster. These dungeons, I don't know, do they take less than 15 minutes? Because I was getting under 15-minute levels. It's time walking this week. How long do the dungeons take and how much do you get per dungeon? Make sure to do the one-time rares for big experience. Yep.
Activating additional defenses.
It's time walking and Dark Moon Fair. Oh, I forgot about that. I didn't get the Dark Moon Fair buff. Yeah, so they changed this visual if you didn't see it. Some people are saying it's harder to see, but I think those people are incorrect. Just kidding, I guess it is harder to see. Anyway, time walking dungeons are 8 minutes and give you around 90k. What percentage of the level though is what I'm talking about. Time walking dungeons give 20k experience more than normals. IQ healer and time walking and just watch something else. Yeah, that's what I used to do too. It's alright to heal it, but to tank it is so fucking boring. What is wrong with people? I don't even know what happened there, to be honest. Did they all stack the fire or something? No idea. Me too, so let's see what they say to that.
Activating additional defenses.
No comment. They're scratching their head. They're like, where's the ads? It's the worst boss in the dungeon. I would agree. It feels like it got buffs, if anything. I'm getting hit really hard. 900k from that? Like, what?
Enemy marked.
The mage just got hit for like 95% of his health. Not gonna lie, I had something similar just happen to me on last boss of Neltharian's Lair. I was at $40. Yeah, and just straight up dead. Those fire things moving look different. They're easier to see. Yeah, they changed the visual. 40%. Oh, I see.
Area secure.
Alright. Guess I need to pay more attention to this one. Any interesting changes next patch besides spec reworks and hybrid nerfing? I mean, they're adding a ton of new content too. I don't know what the purpose of it is. What is the purpose of all those dailies? What do you do with the dailies? Is the priest not mass dispelling? I don't know. Only he can answer that, I feel like.
Protocol. Defend.
The dailies give currency for gear. What, like just catch-up gear or something? What kind of gear?
Target acquired.
Look how hard that hits, dude. That's crazy. Better in gear? Oh, okay.
Undesirable elements.
3, 2, 1.
I had to solo this boss on my Dune Heart last night. Yeah. Time walking 60 to 70 is busted with experience buffs and rested experience. Oh yeah. But like, is it actually better than 15-minute levels? Because that's what I'm getting out in the world without Darkmoon Fair stuff. And without war mode on. If I had war mode on and Darkmoon Fair, I'd probably be 60 to 70 in that 1.5 hours. The main issue is that you can't catalyze the new gear, so it sucks. Oh, okay, fuck that. Did they reduce the experience? It's a 50% buff right now, yeah. So, went from 30-minute levels to 15-minute levels as expected.
Enemy marked.
I'd be coming for you if you had war mode on. I haven't leveled with war mode on since launch night. I don't know if there's a lot of world PvP out there. I don't even know.
2, 1.
Enemy marked.
Maybe it's time to finally give in and level up Prop Pally. Now's the time, man. Like, it's Dragonflight's leveling is the best it's ever been. Like, any leveling has ever been for max level leveling. I always get ganked in towns by rogues. For fuck's sake, rogues. Sneaky motherfuckers.
Undesirable.
Don't give in to the Prop Pally dark side. Level a true tank? Prop Pally's definitely a tank. But... like Bearer of Vengeance. Yeah, go meta. Can just mess around by doing a few world quests and dungeons and boom, you're 70. Yep. It's really fast now. Hybrid tanks are not real tanks, really.
2, 1.
So which tanks are real tanks then? Just warrior? The town guards are a joke, lol. I was killing them with my 376 eye level rogue. Oh god, those clowns. I do like how currently 2 tanks are competing for S tier, but I think bear changes next week might make them push them ahead. There was only DK and warrior. Oh, by hybrid I thought you meant like like tanks that have no healing. I thought that's what you meant. You just mean a tank that has a healer spec on its class? Is that what you mean by hybrid?
Target acquired.
But I certainly do more healing on Death Knight than I would on Paladin. A tank that heals other players. Okay. Okay, I don't think we're gonna be upgrading this key. Is he not gonna do the mechanic? Does he not do it at a certain threshold, maybe?
Shut down and
Forget it. What is with DKs getting insta-blasted for jumping in a pole? Because like most of your mitigation comes from things like Bone Shield and Blood Shield. And you don't have those usually a lot. Under 8% he doesn't do it. Oh, I had no idea. That's cool. I wonder what that mage was thinking walking in front of the boss. I didn't even notice. Warrior has a decent amount of buttons, do they? Like they have like 3, right? So that's probably a lot for a lot of warriors. Spell Reflect is fun. Yeah, no doubt. It is looking... I actually think if I was going to play another tank, it'd probably be warrior at this point. No, warrior has 4 buttons, so that makes it a hard spec. Yeah, the high action per second or whatever. Is it up to 5 now? What are they getting buffed? Or would that be that'd probably be a nerf actually. Thanks for the sub. Marcus Rashford, I guess. Somebody subbed, I can't see who it is. Warrior bad right now, yeah. Stupid warrior, we hate them. Spell Reflect is awesome. Love flavor abilities like that, which can be explored throughout the Mythic Plus season. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff too. That's why I really wish Dark Stim came back, man. Dark Simulacrum was like probably one of my favorite spells ever in the game. Bear is the hardest tank. You have to press Iron Fur and heal yourself sometimes. That doesn't make it sound hard. Spell Reflect has some good usages this season. Like what? I've heard Niltharian's Lair, but what else besides that? What was that one? Dark Sim was basically like a Spell Reflect like version that was like way broken as fucking WAD. You would take the damage from the spell and then you would like basically like return it with the spell. Dark Sim would like turn into the spell for a short period of time. Underrot first boss, Hoi third boss, and last boss. Okay. Hoi has had massive spell reflect on last boss. Oh, the tank mechanic? Kragmaw boss 2, you can reflect the poison. Oh wow. They should have spell steal for tanks. Almost all buffs are shield / DRs. A spell steal, that'd be interesting. Like Demon Hunter's spell purge should just be a spell steal instead, maybe. Yeah. Even though the group died 18 times, it was almost an upgrade. Bizkey? Not really. Not even really close. This would be like 5 minutes over. The 18 deaths were inconsequential, like the number was not. The problem was we wiped to the boss twice. Even if it was only those 10 deaths from wiping to the boss, that was the key right there. Warriors are fine as a tank, but the problem is they lack group utility. Only thing we have to help with the group is rally. Yep. They also lack Kuth. Very brash class, you know. Holy smokes. Blizzard just banned 120k classic accounts. What, for botting? Or for something else? Demon Hunter also likes to do some damage and get aggro. You can't mitigate like a DK. There's nothing like a DK tank. Nope. Not a thing out there like it. Warrior has some great damage too. Look up the bug with Dark Simulacrum and Sinestra. Yeah. If only Prot Warrior had value like that in every dungeon, that would be crazy, yeah. That'd be the best spec in the game then, right? But so far, S tier went from Warrior for a few months into Paladin for a few months. Now it's Vengeance and Bear, which means Blood DK and Monk will be next. I don't think that's how it works, but maybe. Shadow, right, S1, Season 1 of Shadowlands, Demon Hunter was so dumb. Kiting meta, yeah, that shit was really dumb. Cheating or exploitation is what the post says. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So probably botting, but I think a lot of people are buying Goldman. I think they should be banning people for that, like, more severely. Vengeance in Season 1 was also the only tank that could live that level of magic damage in some dungeons, since they had a bug where they were getting more magic DR than intended. Oh, really? I didn't remember that one.
This disc may hold the secret to the aspects regaining their power, and we cannot allow that to happen.
But yeah, I'll never forget the S tier tanks in Season 1 of Trees and Cardboard Assassin. It's same. Yeah, I remember in BFA when some fucking idiot was saying that Blood DK was worse than a rogue with something up or something like that. Anyway, was there any viable tank other than Demon Hunter in Season 1? I mean, viable? You mean like for the best keys in the world? Maybe not, but obviously we played Death Knight and still did keys all the time. Anzi, what's up? Welcome. Did my first 20 this season. Didn't time it, but it was close. Sweet. Next up, you upgrade it. You got it. Yes, I think if we only wiped once, actually, we probably would have been good. If this guy can figure out how to get up here, that is.
In all timelines, you will be able to stop me.
Yeah, I think I just missed with that. I think it was close enough when I used Tombstone. What's the actual range on it? I don't really understand how it works. It just says nearby enemies, so yeah, I definitely missed with that. Oh god. Do you use an add-on for the battle res? Yeah, it's called ORA.
Beware.
This used to be like the go-to add-on to track CDs. This is what ORA also is doing here. Back before people like come up with all the different solutions, this was the go-to add-on for it back in like WoD.
You cannot even comprehend the infinite possibilities.
I really like how consistent dragon bosses are in WoW. They kind of share the same abilities. Yeah, there's no time, there's no tail swipe in this fight though. But I agree with you in general.
Beware. 3, 2, 1.
They always have a frontal and they always have a tail swipe usually. I think that was more like from a time when like dragons were meant to be like major enemies. Now it's like they're kind of our allies more than our enemies. So they stopped keeping it so stationary. Captain Hooktail was AIDS? Right. Oh yeah, that fight had the tail swipe, yeah.
The sands will scour you from this timeline. Beware. Three, two. Your life was finite.
Well, that's bad. I think really the big issue with Tyrannical is the bosses just take so goddamn long to die, man.
Beware.
Especially if the tank spun the boss like a Keyblade or Beyblade. Keyblade, that's a different thing.
Lost in the sands. 3, 2. The time waves answer to
Will it die in this phase? Hopefully. Yeah. Next should be alright though to finish it.
lost in the sands.
I walked that right into the paladin. I didn't think he'd be over there. Luckily, he's made of actual stone.
Predictable outcome. 3,
It's me and him. We got it.
Your efforts are impressive.
But no upgrade, obviously.
In vain.
Sorry, trolling the last boss.
Lines
Hey, at least you admit it. We're probably alive as expected. Yep. Missed the stream yesterday. Any luck in the vaults? Nope. Okay. That was the Olderman dungeon. 22. Completed key. Imagine getting a good vault item. Does that ever happen? Happens to me most times, honestly. I actually had a good vault item. I'm just an idiot and didn't take it. I was like, all right, I'm crafting my belt this week. That when I got a belt that wasn't best in slot, I didn't even consider it. But I should have taken it and then just crafted something else and came back to the belt in the future. That was just dumb. I had a great vault this week. I just happened to have all the items already. Hey Metro, how are keys going today? As expected, pretty normal. No score yet today. But 3 keys that we need score from, all listed. I finally got Heroic Rashok's Trinket for my Paladin. I can't complain. Well, you could, but it'd be very silly of you. Okay, we've been invited again to this key. Alright, I'm gonna run to the bathroom and we'll return shortly. Alright. Any time keys yet? I don't think so. Nah, yeah, just completions. We had some good chances, but my main is still waiting for those juicy raid trinkets. Oh yeah, the juice is worth the squeeze, buddy. As they say, that's like a phrase that people say, right? I don't know many people, frankly. Did you guys see that they have One Piece? They're making a trailer. They have an official teaser trailer for it. It looks really good, doesn't it? You guys see it? How are you? How are you? Quick question. I'm really struggling with Blood DK stats. What's your opinion? Try them all and figure out which ones. Like, what are you struggling with? What do you mean? It looks great, but Netflix had a bad rap of anime adaptations. I was mostly making a joke because everybody says it looks awful. I've not actually seen it. Like, how much haste is enough? I don't really look at it that way, so I'm not really able to help you with that. For me, I'm just getting as much versatility as I can. And then mastery after that. You get a lot of haste just from having stuff up, you know, so. I have 14% haste. It's not like it used to be. I don't really feel like there's like tons of downtime in the rotation anymore. Now that you have 2 charges of death and decay, it makes it a lot smoother no matter what. Trying to get to 3k pugging is rough. My first time trying to push it. Yeah. For me, it seems impossible. We're averaging like single-digit score per week over the last month, so we'll never really get there at this point. Pretty much need to start figuring out ways to get into 23s, and they don't really seem to exist, and the ones that do exist never invite me. I hit 2840 over a month ago and haven't gotten score since. I just don't care at the moment. Yeah, I feel you. You still playing Diablo at all, or are you giving up on that? What are you doing then if you're not? Just hanging out, collecting mounts and stuff? On higher keys, can you run damage trinkets like Beacon? Probably, yeah. I've never tried. I don't own any of those trinkets. I like never get trinkets. That's the one thing that really sucks about Mythic Plus right now. My dad's nearing the end. Okay, man. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. What about crafted gear embellishments? Which one are you using? I have these here. 2 of these. The Shadow Flame damaged one. It does pretty decent damage. 8 million damage in that key. What trinket did you want again? Well, the main one I wanted to try was the Neltharian's Lair ones, but I never got either of those. Obviously, the raid ones seem overpowered, but I'm certainly not getting those. Yeah, tokens. There's a lot of value in tokens right now, too, it seems. Heroic raids up to Neltharion are easily puggable. Nah, I'm not really interested in doing raids. Raid tanking is so fucking boring, it's crazy. I would never even consider doing it as a pug. The best trinket is from the last boss anyway. Oh, really? My personal experience is that this season has been the worst quality LFG groups. It's about 1 out of every 5 to 7 keys get finished. Oh, really? Yeah, I guess that's not too far away from where our stats are at, but I think we're like more, like we're closer to like 50% disband rate, right? 52, so yeah, better than that, but upgrade rate is only 27%, so that's really, really bad. It's actually not... Wait, that's not even that bad. What the hell? That's better than Season 1 so far. But it's only going to get worse as the season continues. Anyway, I think it's actually easier to get the gold for tokens on Wrath Classic than retail. You can get one for 4k on Wrath Classic, and it's 29k, 290k on retail. Oh, really? Does that count the same? Yeah, usually you do 22 with friends. As soon as something goes wrong, someone usually leaves. Oh, wait, your friends? What the hell? Tokens are 400k on EU. Yeah, it's weird that the prices are getting closer together. I've been leveling at Death Knight and having a lot of fun. I was wondering what you thought about Blinding Sleep talent because I saw you didn't take it. It's a good talent if you feel like you need it, yeah, but I don't really ever feel like I need it. There's not really been any, like, holes in the dungeons that I'm like, man, I really wish I had Blinding Sleep. You have so many stops as a Death Knight anyway, you know? There's really only one time I've ever felt like I could use it, and that was at the end of Halls of Infusion with all those casters at the end with those stupid mobs that split and shit. That would be probably the only time I feel like I would need it. And it's not even because you need the AoE stop, it's just because there's so many goddamn health bars that you can't accurately target the one that you need to stop at times. So it'd just be better to get the blanket AoE. They really like heavily increased the amount of AoE stops or just stops in general in the game this expansion though, so feels superfluous. Yeah, it's that new Drake, huh? Hopefully we'll get that. see why we wouldn't, but it looks really good. When am I leaving again? Yeah, not till the last weekend of the month, so we should have it. This Friday, I will not be. I will be leaving, and hopefully I'll be back by Tuesday, but I don't want to say 100% I will be. So we're just looking for a healer now. Going somewhere fun? Nope. Driving to Tennessee, so about 8 hours away. It's funny because somebody asked me like a while ago, like, is it business or pleasure? I was like, neither. I don't. It's definitely not business. It's definitely not pleasure. So I'm like, neither. Yeah, it's just neither. It's kind of weird. Oh, we got a guy. Oh, he just took the paladin. All right. Wait, what key is this again? I've forgotten. Just staring at it for 10 minutes, but I wasn't paying attention to that. Oh, it's Oldman again, right? Yeah. Oldie man. Such a weird zone now after the cataclysm. There's a lot of good stuff in the trading post this month. It's pretty solid. I mean, what were like the things you were most interested in? Where'd you get this mount? That's the Death Knight class mount from Legion. Daniel, thanks for sub. We missed before. Extropian was the guy we missed. Thanks for sub as well. Spectral Cub? Oh, really? I don't really have any interest in that. I'm not really like a pet guy. I kind of like the idea of collecting pets, but there's just way too many of them. Like way too many of them. You can only have one pet out at a time. How many pets are there? I have 824, and that's probably not even like that's probably not even a tenth of how many there are in the game. Is there like a way? I guess there's not even a way to see it, huh? Not like mounts. Wait, there isn't even a way to see it. I thought there was a way to see how many mounts there are. It's probably an add-on. Actually, I have a lot more than I thought I had. Oh, wait, what's this? Forget it. We're only looking at mechanical. Yeah, it's a lot. I guess I do have more than I thought I had, though. I sold all my pets. It's a good way to make money, yeah. Because if you're super serious into collecting pets, you'll never be able to farm them all. My favorite is the green Felstaff. Is that a pet? Oh no, you're talking about from the trading post. Yeah. I bought that. That was probably not the smartest choice since I never really play characters that can use it. Like, I don't really play a warlock or anything, but fuck it. All right, guys. We're going to do a key here shortly, guys. Stay tuned. There's the raid check for said key.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, guys, this is gonna be a key right here. So pay attention. Focus up.
To reclaim our
We're doing a
legacy,
Mythic Plus dungeon right now.
aspects must restore the powers we relinquish to defeat.
I'm just gonna go back to double gripping these since people constantly pull thread on them.
In the depths of Ultima,
I was trying to line of sight them around the corner, but
that holds a disc
seems
of
unlikely.
keeper
People always run up here and
tears.
get stuck. My bet is a wipe on the troll man.
And bring it back to me.
Troll, what?
Make
You mean
into the
Bromok?
knowledge we need to
The
regain
Trog.
our strength.
But yeah, that's a pretty common wipe this week. Beating the Shadow Priest. I told you Blood DK is good. My bet is on the priest or the hunter constantly dying. Oh, really? That's pretty pessimistic. But yeah, probably a good bet to bet on the guy who did half the DPS of the other 2 DPS. He's doing good now, though. I'm dead. We're actually fine. He isn't playing survival. Is he even a real hunter? We've seen a lot of BM hunters. Seems to be far more popular than survival.
Have we found any riches? We've been digging down here so long, I can't even think straight.
No one steals from
How are the keys going? Yeah, same as always. Yeah.
heads a letter.
Nothing new here. How are you avoiding getting chomped? I'm not. If it's happening, it's probably just parry.
3, 2, 1. Run away, little girl. Roma, the chief heir, or I'll smash you. Stonebolt Trogs, attack! 3, beware. 1.
Love that accidental clear of the fix too.
Cutie ones won't stop Roma. Get out here and smash.
Can't you backstep chomp? Probably, I have no idea. It is not a mechanic for Blood DK. I don't know why, but I hear this all the time that mechanic is very hard, but I've never even noticed, like, never even seen its damage. I'm certainly on a fortified week, or certainly on a tyrannical week. I certainly don't feel like it's certainly an issue.
Beware.
It's a physical damage dot, so blood shield is OP, yeah. It doesn't hurt until you get to 3 stacks, getcha. So maybe I'm parrying it frequently too? I'm not really sure why, it doesn't matter to me.
Beware.
There's still that inconsensus as well on whether or not you could use armor to mitigate bleeds. I still don't know the answer to that question. Had people vehemently suggest you can and vehemently suggest you cannot.
Beware.
Bleeds ignore everything, yeah. And that's what I thought forever, and then we had this big argument back in BFA about it. Yeah, that's my stance as well, that they go through everything, but
Beware. Now you see a chieftain's power. Stonebow trogs, attack!
Warriors wouldn't have such a problem with bleeds if armor reduced it. That's a good point, yep.
Beware.
Those people don't exist anymore, I guess, but yeah, back in BFA we had like constant arguments about it. I don't remember even why, but people were like, no, look here, I did this test and it proves that armor reduces it, all this stuff. Yeah, so that's an early leave there. I'm going to go ahead and say that's an early leave because we actually had the previous key with 2 wipes and it was still close to an upgrade, so. But that was the key holder, so whatever, we'll give mutual to spend. I forgot to bring this up a while ago, but the warrior who was from the stream who left Vortex Pinnacle key was funny because weren't they Rag or Quel'Thalas? They were Quel'Thalas, yeah. Okay. Called it, yeah, that's a pretty common boss though, so. Paladin, motherfucker. Sha-na-na-na-na. Alright, Hunter... Priest. What did you put for the reasoning on that warrior? Yeah, just mutual. It's pretty much like not like that dungeon is not loose enough to have a wipe there. Vortex Pinnacle, like I've had keys where they're like actually no wipes and we still don't upgrade the keys, so. Can dental assistants tell when someone is a Mountain Dew Guzzlord? Oh, absolutely. Guzzlord. Mutual this fan because nothing went well at any time ever. You like that? There's some mithril here. Should we get it? Nice work. 3 ore. That's really good. I'll separate. Here, let me separate them. You guys like that? 3 separated like that? Literally not one thing went in our direction. Completely horrendous and worthless effort on our part. I don't know why we woke up this morning. Tea's gone cold, I wonder why I got out of bed at all. Morning rain clouds up my window, and I can't see it all. And even if I could, it would all be gray. Put your picture on my wall. It reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad. I know there's supposed to be storms. It is 89 today. It's supposed to be 90 tomorrow, but now it's supposed to be storms, so I'm glad I'm going today. How was the Holy Poly on healing? In the previous run, that guy wasn't great, honestly. Harris, what's up, buddy? Welcome.
Am I dreaming?
Oh, those are going for 18 gold. That's far more than the actual. That's more valuable than this ore. That's kind of crazy, actually. What the fuck? Should I just go farm Cathedral? And sell the orbs? Decorative sale. These aren't worth selling, right? Massive beast eye. Nobody wants those. 3 things that way or something. One of the ways, I can't tell.
Now.
All right. Let's see if we missed any news today. This will probably be the last one, guys. Just letting you know I gotta get off around 2:15, so unless this is another disband, this will be the last one, likely. Is that Bull? Yeah. He's a free agent. No sports news, it looks like. Double lust, easy key. Back in the old days when you can lust more than once, that was cool. His appointment is at 2:30. Clever. I actually gotta check exactly when I need to leave tomorrow. I'm hoping to be able to start the stream early and just leave early as well. Or start the stream on time, but just leave early. Is that possible? I don't think that's possible. Sometimes. What times? I thought I was the only one experiencing that they can't accept summon bugs. It's because I have the phase, like a different phase or whatever. Feels like you'd have to AFK for a while to be able to lust on the first and second. Yeah, no way you can lust on both of them on fortified, or unless it was fortified. It's only a 30-minute key. There's no way you're lusting on all 3 bosses. You pretty much have to start like within 5 minutes of the dungeon start, and you'd have to be at the first boss.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You can lust them both if you wipe a few times. Yeah, if you don't want to upgrade the key, you can do it, yeah. What's with people in Skull now all of a sudden? ran out. What's this guy doing? DC'd, I guess?
3, 2, 1.
Morning, Frosty. Welcome. How you doing? They're resing. I'm like, what are you doing? That's funny. Did you see that guy hot that golf shot and the tee landed in his pocket? Hit that? No, I didn't. Pretty good, man. Got some decent sleep, which is rare. Oh, sweet. I actually kind of did too. It's probably the best I've slept in a while. Yo, how are keys? Have a look. Look for yourself. We had fireworks going till 2 a.m. Oh wow, 2 a.m. That's fucked. Luckily, nobody blew off any past midnight here. Or maybe they did and I just fell asleep, but I was asleep by 11 o'clock last night. Actually, I think it was like 10:30 that I fell asleep. This is the third pack in the dungeon. Yep, and the healer's offline. So it's going really well. I guess we're not listing second boss and third boss. I hate you guys. Great comment though, no less. He's back. What a weird fucking game. Should be like, now that you're back, you have to answer for flaming the priest transmog. He didn't say anything once he got back. He said his server went down. My server went down, sorry. What does that even mean? I've never wanted someone to time a key more than right now. Could you imagine? This would be like the biggest come from behind story ever since like the 1993 Lakers or whatever.
Beware.
That looks so funny. What the? Oh, the onks! Why? What is this video game? Oh my god, dude. Yeah. That looks so funny, dude. This stupid fucking transmog dwarf corpse comes flying by me and then he just onks when he hits the ground. Oh my god, man.
Beware.
He's got this stupid ass transmog. Have you ever seen this? I don't even remember where this is from. Was it from one of the trading posts? And it's like kind of one of the worst transmogs I've ever seen. Holy fuck. What the fuck is that? What a clown. Yeah, literally. The dwarf death animation is so satisfying too. They just like literally like fall over. It's got no, like that's nothing else but they just fall backwards. It's so funny. Yeah, we almost like theoretically can't lost all 3 bosses now at this point. It's like very close to being theoretically impossible. It's like a sack of potatoes. Yeah, it's like if it's just something topples over basically. It's really funny. Oh, he's been hit by a mechanic that he... Oh, now he's dead. Okay, somebody else dead. This affix combo has got to be good for pushing. Minus tyrannical, I would agree, yeah. Every stream there's a new surprise. Always something. We don't have an onk for this? Used it earlier somehow. Used it when no healer was alive, I guess. Oh, you used it to just randomly res. That's hilarious. Ah, he doesn't have a reagent. Yeah. That's funny. I got a silent star cloak on my holy pally. Didn't even know if it's good. Don't even know if it's good. You want a loud star, I think, for that spec. Healer could have saved Ankh too, but he was too embarrassed how he died. I think that's actually why I used it that way, yeah. That was like the funniest, like, series. I'm here for the pain train. Well, you've come to the right place. If you onk fast enough, did the death even happen? That's what Sai used to say all the time. He'd basically say like, no, I only looked dead on your screen, but I was always alive on my screen. As a Bloody K, do you like Fort or Tyran more? Tyrannical's more fun to play, but it's far worse to get success, so I don't know at this point. This is the most fun pull. Yeah, this is like such a gamble too. Yo, is that guy taking it serious? I think he might be. Look at that like passive aggressive comment he just made. Really, mate? Watch you for so many years now, and your sense of humor is just the best entertainment. I'm glad you like it. I think it's a pretty unique sense of humor, frankly. Transmog is serious business. I actually kind of agree, yeah. Probably gonna aggro, right? No, we've aggroed this already. Too late. Oh, the healer's not here either? Jeez, no, that's really bad. Oh, he's getting the debuff from wherever he is? What the fuck? Oh, he's just down there, that's fine. It's almost dead. What did you have when you were 20s across the board? What score did you have? I have no idea. You can go and check though. Since it's all documented. All 20s is 2800. I don't think it's 28. Probably 27, yeah. But I don't think I ever really had all 20s across the board because it took us so long to get some of the 20s. 27 and some change, gotcha. 2740. I think it's between 2700 and 2750. I think it would be 5.2k. What the fuck? It's definitely not 5k. What? Currently at 2514 and I have two 16s. Oh yeah. I just noticed how much the shaman is typing in chat. Well, it's because he's watching the stream, yeah. It's kind of replying to things I'm saying in the chat. I thought Ankh was just a CD to be used. What do you mean? Well, since it took us so long to kill that dragon and stuff, we will probably have less for the boss. Long CD is too long to be used liberally. Yeah, definitely. It'd be like using Bloodlust on just nothing, you know? That healer rezzing like that was really bad. They will say Key's dead and leave soon. Yeah, maybe. Usually it's only like in-timeable though if it's 11 minutes after this boss, so. But that's, I don't remember if that's fortified. Is this guy drinking or what? Everything else pretty much needs to go perfect.
Beware.
Oh yeah, we got list. Forget it.
Beware.
Why is that shaman asking for less? I don't know. Keybine's not working, he says. That was why. We did it though. Okay. That's a funny key. How many keys left to do? What, today? This will be the last one unless it spans like right now. I gotta get off in like... I would give it another 30 minutes if I need to. Yeah, half health. Still less helps. Yeah, we pretty much won't have less now no matter what. We'll have it at the very, very, very end of the timer. The AMS thing's kind of swag, but it's like not actually that good because then I get stuck with the wrong debuff all the time. This fucking mage sucks. Never seen such bad DPS from a mage. Let's see, you're popping to walk through the ring. AMS stops the debuff from getting applied, so you can just walk right through it. But it also stops this debuff from changing if you switch sides, which is why I was just saying it's not really worth doing. You have a mage? Yep. Well, you can't tell because of how bad he's doing, but yeah. GG, too many deaths.
Beware. Beware.
See, I think that guy's taking it serious. Whoa, bright side. Thank you, man. I'm really glad you're enjoying the stream so much, buddy. I'm glad to have you around too, man. You're a great guy. Great fella. Look, he is taking it serious. Oh my god! I love this game so much. It's stuff like this that makes me just love this game so much.
Here's your 300k WoW token. Love having you around to hang with. Great for my mental.
He goes, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god, dude. Holy shit, this game is awesome. What's his transmog? I was making a joke because the guy clearly went offline and he goes, that has to be on purpose, right? Who the fuck leaves a key or blah, 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 whatever he said. I was like, I don't know, bro. He was talking shit about you before the key. He said your transmog sucks. And the guy got like super mad about it. And now he's like holding a grudge about it. Oh, this game is so funny, man. You see? Holy shit, dude. Oh, I got silence. but meanwhile, the healer, like, have you seen the healer's transmog? Let me show it to you again. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? He looks so ridiculous. What is the priest transmog? I don't even know what it looks like. It's fine. It's like pretty decent, but it's a weird weapon, I guess. But that's transmog roulette add-on. Oh, is that a thing? Cracks me up. This kind of stuff just makes me laugh so much. If we kill this boss too, I'm gonna be like, timer's fine. Let's go. You hit a button and it puts a random piece in every slot. That is kind of cool, actually. Holy shit. I love how there was nothing else. I wonder if they're whispering each other or something like that. I don't know, this fight's easy. I don't know how people die of it all the time. I'm surprised they haven't left yet. They can't. They can't leave until I die. That's why I'm doing it, because I'm trying to see if they'll keep arguing with each other. They won't. Can you die so we can move on? Alright, watch this now. Make them Alta 4. Love pugs, man. They're so great. It's such like a funny like assortment of people, right? I talked about this like in the beginning of the expansion, but I think it's only this funny because the content is so hard that it like tempers your nerves a bit. Like it makes you see things that aren't there. You know what I mean? Like that's what's going on right now, right? Well, not right now, but before, where the guy was arguing with them. It makes you think things are happening that aren't happening. Like, why would the guy talk shit about your transmog? Do you really think that's what happened? That's so ridiculous. Yeah, okay, if they say it again, I'm like, sorry, I can't afford the repair bill. They can see how to properly play the boss. Yeah. Fixes are easy, but dungeons are hard this season. Yeah, it's weird, right? The dungeons are like way harder than expected. Tell them if you die, I will die if you change your chat. No, I'm doing a hardcore challenge. Yeah, I can't die. Yeah, do hardcore in Wrath. You can play Blood DK, easy mode. I had to solo this too many times this season. Yeah, it's a lot of trouble. It hurts a lot to be downwind if you're not the tank. That's really what it is. Yeah, and I think a lot of people get stuck jumping downwind. So then they're just like hanging in the air dying, you know what I mean? Is Blood and Wrath the DPS spec? Yep. But I think it's also like the tank spec too. It's just both. Is he using healing items? Who? The shaman? Nope. He's dead. How do you feel about misreaving your keys? I've seen very, very few of them. Like, I think we've seen like less than 5 or something like that. It looks like I missed some gold content. I think I might have to make a clip out of this one. This was a really funny key. In a sea of disbands, this one was actually humorous. Oh shit. Make a comment about how you're top DPS. I was thinking about doing that, to be honest. In Wrath, there is no defined spec for DK. All 3 are DPS. And Blood is the most tanky. Gotcha. I didn't remember when they changed it. It's just remember Frost was originally a main tank spec. Yeah, they could all tank pretty much. They've all stayed too, have they though? We're about to find out, but... GG healer. See, he's still mad. Eat a dick, he goes. He's still mad. I wish I could like just delve into their... I thought they might be messaging each other, but maybe not. This game is just something though. Yikes. Yep. It's too funny, man. I love this game. I remember back in Shadowlands, I ran a Loki Spires of Ascension with a blind Mistweaver. Blind? How do you know he was blind? Oh, go right. I should have said that. Well, thanks for coming or whatever. That was really funny. Shaman single target is not great, by the way, so bosses are a little rough. Oh, really? Yeah, thanks for coming, buddy. Were you using healing items? No, I was using healing spells. Deathstrike. You ever heard of it? It's powerful. He shared his Twitch. He uses audio cues to heal. Oh, wow. Pretty impressive. Alright, well that's it for today then. What a funny day. Well, really just that one key, but... that'll have to be a clip for this weekend, I think. Alright, well thank you guys for hanging out today. I'm going to get off. I will be back tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure what time we're starting it tomorrow. I have to figure out exactly when my appointment is tomorrow. But tomorrow will be a little bit tougher because I do need to, like, unlike right now, I don't actually have to go right now. I just don't have time to do another key before I would want to go. But tomorrow, it's like I know I absolutely have to be off at a certain time to get to the appointment. And if a key runs right into that, then we might not be able to, we might have to leave like an hour early or something like that. So anyway, thank you for watching. We will see you guys tomorrow and hopefully continue finding some hilarity.